Bane. Pretty useful if I can loan that out to you guys.
Yeah.
Not opposed.
I think we've almost got everybody, right?
I think we have everybody?
everyone.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Fantastical. Give me just a second to tweak some audio settings on my end. Okay, I think that'll work. I suppose we'll find out. Switch over to my notebook here. All right. So, we are still in the midst of day 57. I haven't updated the summary here, so this isn't super useful. You guys were at the stable in Thrushmoor. And I think Zuzu had just went to bed when I had outlined the insanity rules. Is that correct?
Hang on, let me check my notes. The insanity rule?
Yeah, I introduced insanity rules.
You did introduce it,
there, I don't think.
but it wasn't me though. I said gift from May, insanity rules, and then it said something about 25 words. Gift from May, insanity rules.
Gift from May. I don't know what that is, but there was a sending
Gift from
spell.
A.
Was it A? Oh, I could have sworn he said May.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Are you talking about the message that he sent?
Yeah.
Yeah, because right after the message he said insanity rules.
Oh, those were not related.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't recall you describing the insanity rules.
You have.
I
described how to calculate insanity for your
yeah,
character.
you said you'd go more in depth in the next game.
Yes.
I remember you added us. You showed us the bars and said that you wanted to do it. I don't remember.
Well, I told you how to calculate your insanity points.
It's like your level plus your wisdom?
Something like that.
Bonus?
Let me look that up.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have like awesome insanity.
And mine should be 12 then.
Begins this adventure with a number of sanity points equal to her character level adjusted for her wisdom modifier. Each time one of the players witnesses a mind-shattering horror as described in certain encounters, they must each make a will save. A failed save results in the loss of a variable number of sanity points as outlined in the encounter description. Once a player's sanity reaches 0, that individual is afflicted by one of the forms of insanity found on page 250 of the Game Mastery Guide.
Is there a cure?
Maybe.
Nothing we have access to, let me say.
Alcohol.
Well, I mean, like, the spell restoration restores, like, damage done to your stats, so, like...
There are various spells that can take care of it. Restoration is not one of them.
Death. Wait, that's not a cure.
Do we know which spells there are that do that? Because I don't, like...
No.
Because this isn't stuff that's in the SRD, so, like...
No, you're right, it's not.
Well, that...
This makes it even easier for me to keep it away from you until you roll appropriately.
Somebody roll fucking knowledge on this.
No, you don't have any reason to roll knowledge on it. Your characters aren't thinking about insanity.
Okay.
It just happens to us.
No, I just introduced the rule set. Your players know it is on the table now, but your characters have no reason to think anything's changed.
Until one of us apparently just shattered.
I agree with this.
I
I
so,
need to
because
run
you're a
screaming
Lovecraftian.
into the night.
so
Yeah.
Xenesis, if you would, I don't know what your sanity points will be, but if you would put it in the purple bar.
Probably
Okay,
like
you said it's
13.
wisdom, like
Wisdom
my wisdom
mod plus your
modifier?
character level, so I think you have +4.
Oh, wisdom mod plus your character level.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, who's the least wise?
Wow.
Or who's the least sane? Who has the least
I have
capacity for sanity?
11. I thought I
So
had
do
a
I.
better
No, you
wisdom
should-
modifier.
Ugh.
What's your
What is your
wisdom?
wisdom modifier?
Mine's 2, because my wisdom's 15.
Huh, so is mine.
Oh, what's your highest stat? Or is it? Oh, are you charisma? I guess your multiple ability.
No,
depends.
my highest is wisdom, because I think I put a point in wisdom, so the next time I can put a point, it'll be 16.
Oh,
Wait, how is your highest? Oh,
I put a-
seems really low for that being your highest stat.
So what is your?
Right?
That's really weird. My highest stat is strength with 20.
Jesus.
what's your
Wisdom is
highest
my
stat, Zuzu?
secondary.
Wisdom is my highest at
Oh, you don't have
15.
any minuses.
Oh, yeah,
What?
that'll do it. You don't have any
Oh.
dopes.
She's got 12,
Mm,
11,
dumb.
12, 14, 15, 14. She's like perfectly well rounded.
Why do you have strength, Zoo?
I don't.
Why?
In
Why?
order, isn't it? I don't know, because of
I
wait,
approve
isn't
of
it
you
for
playing-
your
I
AC?
approve of
Isn't
you
strength
playing a
AC?
No.
No,
Dex
I
is
don't.
Strength of
AC.
city people.
I approve of you playing a non-optimized character.
It's
Oh,
fine.
thank you.
Just so confused. We've played Zoo as if she's like this weak, but she's stronger than everybody. Like she's
She's definitely stronger than a normal person. Like
Yeah,
she's
an
stronger
average-
than
stronger
me.
than Leopold.
She's
like
beefy.
way
Yep.
stronger.
Well, I mean, at least she's not Vindrak, so she's got that going for
Are
her.
you telling me that Xenesis is slowly becoming Lily? She's
Yeah, that's
she's
what it
beefing.
sounds like.
Maybe.
She's pumping. She's pumping iron. Like
We didn't realize this, but like elven rations consist of like protein bars.
it's just like human growth or like elven growth hormone.
Yeah.
Or
It's-
maybe I just
Every time when she's
steal
getting ready to
Elix's
eat, you guys
stash
just
of
hear a fucking
Deirdre.
blender bottle. She's just
Yeah.
shaking a blender bottle.
She's always drinking muscle milk.
Mhm.
Jeebus.
All right.
That's why her rations are so expensive. Oh, and why she runs off into the woods to poop all the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, someone's got to fuel the fire.
Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, that's enough
Most-
Pathfinder.
So
for
you
me.
That
guys
makes me the
had
most
foiled an assassination attempt, basically.
Yep.
On
and
ourselves, clearly.
Havelock had been contacted by who you assume is A via ascending spell, and he had asked about, the worthiness of the assassin because he was thinking about resurrecting him. What else? You guys had found the pale horses here that you think the riders probably brought with them, and that sort of prompted you to check deeper into the not journal, but the it's like a recording
Logs.
document ledger. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
For the stables that you found on his person, and you found in there that who you assume were the riders traded in their pale horses and purchased 2 new ones that had a winged loop brand. I think that's pretty much where we left off. If anybody wants to jump in and correct me if I'm missing anything.
That's all I recall.
So we can just fade into the scene here, right where we were.
Sorry, something is very strange on the values of my AC. I just since we had to swap out the AC thing for sanity, it's showing that my AC is 12, which doesn't seem correct. Because it says 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 notch equals 12. Something's wrong there.
Why PCG? Are you okay?
Lols.
No, this is Pathfinder. This is roll 20.
That's why I don't use the Roll20 sheets, except for
Do you
my
have any
rollables.
Mine
Turn on.
is calculated properly. That's the only thing I can say.
You
Oh,
have any
you added
debuffs?
it. Thanks, Chris.
I don't think I do. Is encumbrance a thing?
You can turn that off if it is.
Are you putting your inventory in your Roll20?
No, I don't have anything like that. That's very strange.
Have you tried turning
and-
it off
and-
and on again?
And I recalculated, and it's fine. Okay. That's fine.
That's how it
Alright.
goes.
Alright, so we had messed around with opening that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the egg.
I mean, yeah, but that just kind of
Yeah.
confirms our suspicion.
Yes.
Let's see.
Well, I guess this would be a good base of operations, seeing as how we've killed the man who works.
Or this person killed the one that works here.
We didn't actually open it, though, right?
The egg?
Yeah.
No,
No, I
you
did.
did.
Sealed
Oh.
nice.
You found a gagged skull inside.
Right. No surprise there.
I just imagine
Yeah.
that Havelock opens it up and it's the "I don't know what I expected" meme.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and I think Havelock had imparted to his companions that he had received a message from who I assumed to be A, and I gave him a pretty smart-ass reply. Boo.
I'm gonna probably look to see if there is an actual owner of this place that is hopefully alive. Probably not.
Yeah, I would look around and say if this assassin took up residence here, it's likely that the actual stable master hopefully is still alive, but I have to imagine that possibly a worse fate. We should check it out.
I
He did.
detect magic in the area.
Good idea. Yeah, I think I will detect evil and look forward into the central room to see if I spy any more traps or adversaries waiting. Give us a less than warm welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you detect any magic or any evil. It seems like a pretty ordinary stable thus far. I mean,
Stables.
minus
Most evil of building.
minus the the ghouls and the assassin.
Well, with the
Well,
ghouls
there's-
gone and the assassin gone, the stable's are pretty normal. Maybe we can keep our horses here now.
I have the feeling the guards are probably going to want to ask us a few questions.
I look around the room. Is that a bag of money?
Definitely.
Nice.
Swipe it.
Oh my god, walnuts!
Yep. That's canon now. Those are a bag of walnuts.
God damn it, Tanner.
Ilix walks over. Oh, walnuts! And immediately pulls out a dagger and cracks one open and starts picking the nut meat out of there.
The nut meat.
That's what it's called.
That is what it's
and
called.
it's also a fun word to say.
Yep.
Xenesis, would you like one?
Oh
no,
yes,
or
please
Havelock,
crack me one too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, fuck you too,
Internally,
Alex. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
internally, I'm thinking like, oh great, poison walnuts.
Yeah. She'll crack a walnut for everybody, and
Ooh, I like the way you
Bust a
track
nut.
the nut.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody roll me fort saves. No, I'm just kidding.
For walnuts?
Yeah, they're poison walnuts.
Are they gluten free?
I just decided that every single
I'm
thing that you
allergic.
guys joke about happening, I'm just gonna cause it to happen.
Yeah. So does this look like a normal room?
Yes, it looks like a very ordinary set of stables.
Okay.
Can we rest here?
So I don't see any like anything suspicious. No blood stains. No
Nope.
bloody footprint. I walk out and I look down the well.
Interesting.
I believe Leopold's checking out the storage unit or whatever you call it. Storage.
Let's see if
trunk?
there's anything in here. Oh, yeah, you don't find anything at the bottom of the well. But one thing that I may have mentioned last time, or may not have, was that the very last page in the ledger has been torn out.
Right. And we didn't find it on
No, you did
the
not.
box. The last
Perhaps check
page
the
in the ledger
fireplace.
has been torn out. Right. That's because we were given to assume that there are 5 pale white horses here as well, and I think we're given to assume that the Whispering Way traded their horses before moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had
Yeah,
there
we
was
have
a note in the ledger about trading the horses.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, you know that they essentially they traded in their pale mounts or their pale mares for. Let me see if I can find that.
2 piebalds
Yes, 2 piebalds with.
wearing a winged
Right.
loop brand.
Yep.
All right.
Presumably to try to shake you off their trail.
Yeah.
Ha! Little did they know. We
Tenacious.
immediately went to the stables.
Well, I think they must have figured you were going to try, right? Because the stable master seems to be a loyalist.
Given the last page of the ledger is torn out, maybe check the fireplace. Who knows? there
Ooh,
might
it's a
be
good idea.
scrap left.
If it
You
was
find
inside
evidence
one
of a
of the
recent fire, but I don't know if you'll be able to discern that there was like paper burnt in there.
There's one possible way we might be able to do this. Nat 20 spell.
Yeah.
Damn it, it wasn't a nat 20.
I mean,
Oh, I rolled a 19.
you guys can dig around the fireplace, but I don't think you really find anything.
This is all we're gonna do the rest of the campaign.
It's just search the stables. All right, that's
I
fine.
just want to keep examining this fireplace. I know that it holds the key to unlocking all of our secrets.
Oh, actually, Alex, with that 20 survival, you find a little rolled up piece of paper, and when you unroll it, it says overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
grab.
not sure what these lines mean.
I look at the paper and sign to Alex. It means that we've gone too far and we are slipping into insanity.
Insanity.
And
What
all of
is
us
that?
lose 12
Can I
insanity
roll?
points.
Okay.
Oh,
You're breaking
God.
my rules.
This isn't
the
dark
yellow
heresy, all right? Calm your fucking tits.
Okay.
It kind of.
My arm turned into a squid.
I grab a talking person and suggest that we go find a guard and explain what happened here.
It might not be
I freaking love the
wise
yellow
to
horse.
explain.
Yes,
Perhaps we should disappear. It may be that the guards are in the pocket of the Whispering Way as well, or
I
simply
also
corrupt or lazy.
don't think it would be the wisest thing necessarily to draw this much attention to ourselves.
They expected us to be here, and we took one of their ambushes.
Yes.
Best not to let them know in order to lay more for us. or to draw anything else towards
I'm
us.
certain the Whispering Way is aware, considering that they contacted me, but it might be best if the local officials didn't have any more reason to suspect us or be suspicious of us if we can help it.
Please, is there paper around that I could write on?
You have a whole ledger.
Well, I mean, that's... You said it was filled with notes, and the last page is ripped out, so I don't know if there's any empty paper. I'm assuming I
Cat's
can...
mending on the ledger, fixing the ripped page
I
back
mean,
in.
you can find some paper. Fuck it.
I
Or-
write a note, and I place it on this man's corpse, and say... and the note
May
says...
I
May I
died
offer
of
to-
natural causes.
I died of natural causes. Pay no attention.
It's a mostly undead-looking, like, rogue with
May I
two
offer the
ghouls by him.
Genesis
Actually, he
solution?
looks like a normal stable master wearing a mask.
May I offer the
Oh.
Genesis solution and
Yeah.
carve it onto their skin?
Ooh. Wait, why is this the
Or take a
Genesis?
piece of fabric and maybe it's a Zuzu.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah.
take the sheets and draw blood from the fallen and write it on the sheet and hang it between these
I was
stables.
just gonna write that this,
You know, like
this
right
man,
there and right there.
this man is a monster, and attempted to kill us or kill people.
Yeah, Havelock looks around back and forth between Xenesis and Ilix as they're discussing this plan, and once more wonders what the actual fuck is wrong with these companions for this journey. I think a regular note will probably suffice.
I then signed everyone.
Okay.
Perhaps we should go to the inn.
I would like to be done with this place.
Yes.
It's not
Is
likely
there
that
perhaps another stable?
Yeah, I don't want to keep our horses here. Is there another stable
Yeah.
in the town?
Wait,
No.
why is that? There's horses here that keep them company. Talk to each other, you know.
The stable master's dead because we killed him. I think it would look a bit a mite odd if we kept our horses here.
But couldn't we
after
It
explain
might look
to them?
weirder if you were just parading your horses around through town and then someone finds out that the
See,
stable
I'm
master's
thinking we
dead.
could explain ourselves out of it and say the stable master was corrupt and we saved the place, and so this is our reward.
Mhm.
It's like,
Want to
Thrushmoor
steal
is-
people's horses?
uh,
I'm very
don't know.
confused what's going on here.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a place for horses, and I think this would be a good spot.
Okay, I escort Nightblade into one of the empty stalls.
The horse is named Nightblade.
I did like a random name generator, dude.
Okay. I just think it's funny for a monk who doesn't. Like, I guess you do.
I do
blade.
carry a blade. It's and I
You're
use it to
basically a
grab
rogue.
people.
All right. I think Havelock will probably acquiesce. Like, yeah, fuck it.
We tie up our horses into the empty stables.
All right.
Make sure they're
And
fed.
I think perhaps it
I
wouldn't be a
place
bad
a,
idea. Go ahead.
I place a sorry we're closed sign on the front.
Yeah, that is what I was going to suggest.
That's
That
actually
is brilliant.
pretty smart. Yeah.
Gone fishing.
Yeah, no vacancy. A stable is really just a horse hotel.
Perhaps
A
it wouldn't
horse
be a
stall?
bad idea if we were to canvass for rumors of recent travelers in the city.
Where was the stable? Was that this building?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense. It's right at the road.
Yeah,
like,
right at the
Yeah,
entrance.
makes sense to
town.
me.
That'd be about the one.
Let's head towards the marketplace, perhaps. Please, signs.
All right.
Might be a
Always
good place to
for rumors.
canvas for rumors.
What was the blue bar again? There's green, blue, and purple.
Blue is whatever you want it to be. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Probably your channels or something.
Channel would be smart. Yeah.
Sweet.
It doesn't look like the purple bars are tied to our tokens.
The purple bars are tied to
Oh,
sanity.
stand by. Let me go do that. That's easy enough to fix.
I'm glad you know what you're doing, because I have no fucking clue how to do what you're about to.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
All $0 of it. Actually, negative
Woo!
dollars for it.
The real reward is the memories
Right.
we make. You bitches.
The treasure was inside of us the whole time.
So you should actually be able to do
Treasure
this through the
search.
token editor and do update all tokens, but I will do it for you.
Nice job, God.
Damn straight.
You're welcome.
I don't think I have access to update all tokens. Oh, I do.
You should. It's at the bottom.
I had it set up last time. What? Bam. Okay.
Nice.
Done.
Update
God,
the
I'm so
default
shit.
token as well, and then that way it'll always be when you drag it out. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that worked. That helps.
Okay.
What was that?
Marketplace.
Alrighty. Let me
Pretend to be a monkey.
give myself a little familiarity with Thrushmoor again, because I've forgotten because I spent so much time preparing the next city. So the houses are somewhat decrepit and old, but not too bad. Just kind of looks a little bit like a rundown fishing town.
Well, you said that, like, the place, even though it's a little bit rustic, yet fine yet rustic, it's kind of like nice kind of beachfront property.
Yeah, it's not bad, but you can tell it's like beachfront, but like old like 60s vacation home stuff. It's kind of old now, and it looks
It's a lesser known Florida beach, not like a Myrtle Beach.
Sure, yeah.
Well, once we get to the market, I'm probably going to use diplomacy to ask various shopkeepers if they've seen any. Oh God, I can't remember the descriptions of the horses. There's something about a winged loop.
Piebald.
Yeah, with a winged loop brand. I doubt they saw that, but looking for guys on, horses looking like that. I might even.
I'm gonna just guess that this is the marketplace.
Yeah, why not?
Yep, works for me.
There we are.
I'm gonna guess that it's here because of
That's a whorehouse.
this. That's a whorehouse.
No, it's
Oh.
the town bathroom. It's as you would find.
If there's anything we know about Havelock, it's that he can always find the privy.
That is
Well,
true. I have
It looks
privy.
like Ryan
I have
Smitty is
detect
also
privy.
really good at finding the map.
Privy sense?
The high mark.
Let's see. The Iris Hill, the Stain, Pier 19, New Chapel, Sleepless Building.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah,
This
I don't know
building
if you,
houses an upscale covered market where the town's notables shop for goods imported from all the nations that border Lake Carthan. Till some time ago, one of the most prominent market stalls was occupied by Thrushmoor's second bookshop, the Paper Tree. Shop closed and the owner disappeared. I think some of the flavoring is relevant to Strange Eons, which is not this campaign.
Yeah, I don't have any of that information.
Linked in Discord.
I don't know if any of you all know this, but actually it was Havelock that showed Tyrion where Tywin Lannister was, so he could.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they had to cut that for time. They
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, they didn't
It was
want to
like
wrap
what,
up one
a,
more
a
character arc.
600th character. I don't
Yep.
think we have the time for this.
Yeah.
But it's in there. It's in the
They
books.
said we need to
look it up.
We need to explain the Golden Company some more so that people can be even more underwhelmed when they get taken out in a quarter of it without doing anything.
How are there still Dothraki? Might I just throw that in there?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's just not dive into this because we could all rage about it for hours, I'm sure.
A million years on.
Okay.
Anyways, we get to the market.
I use diplomacy to start, buttering some gears up and see.
I
if
saw
we
the
can
shit
get
that
some
we just
information.
found.
It's
Yeah,
just
and
Miss
it found.
Diplomacy.
Yes.
Yeah, you can definitely Definitely exchange wares. Let me see what your... Let's see, Thrushmoor city information. I'm trying to see what the overall friendliness
Guys,
is
we get
of
money.
people.
Everyone gets 1,102 gold.
Rich.
Insular, rumor-mongering citizens, and superstitious. So I think everybody's probably by default unfriendly. So you might have to... you might have to roll better than that to get people to acknowledge your existence as strangers from out of town. Because unfriendly is going to be 20 plus the creature's charisma modifier, so you'll definitely need to roll above 20.
These humans are creatures? What a
Wow.
disguise.
Do you not know that humans are creatures? This is important.
If they seem tentative on their releasing of information, I'll slide a gold coin their way.
Alright,
Bribery.
I can dig that.
Oh,
Is that-
money talks, man.
Is that like a plus something?
So Xenesis approaches some random strangers in the market with a child, and she's like, actually, why don't you tell me what you do? They have their little
Your
baby
child
and
looks
they're out.
delicious.
They're out and
Oh,
about.
okay. So my diplomacy was to help support Leopold.
Oh, is
'Cause-
8 another?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Though you can have Havelock talk to a child.
Oh, then both of them were 22. Okay, so... So you are asking about what with that diplomacy? Just canvassing or asking for specific questions?
Leopold?
Travis?
Sorry, the information I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for if they had seen any riders leave town on a pie, and which direction they went.
Oh, yeah.
Just short and
Okay.
to the.
Well, you seem nice enough. Sure. I remember a couple dark cloaked strangers, I suppose you'd say. They came in on pale horses, as you said, and I think they swapped them out, maybe a day or so ago. One of them headed out of town down along the coast towards Ilmarsh, over that way, and he points to the east. And he says, the other one I don't recall, I'm sorry. I don't know where the other one went. Is that all you needed to know?
I believe that. Well, it certainly gives us a place to start. Thanks, and I'll slide him a gold
Different
coin.
ways.
Thanks, Governor.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Gov.
go.
Hello. Anyway, I will slide him a gold coin and go for the information, and I'll basically meet up with the party and inform them of what I found out.
We appreciate your time.
I was going to ask about any group. How many? Excuse me. How many people? It's 5 people, right? That were we believe.
It's 2, right?
Just 2?
Only 2, I thought.
Oh, okay. What did I think was 5?
That's 5 objects.
Maybe that's where I got it from. Yeah, I wanted to ask, just kind of canvas around for 2 strangers that have come to town, with the same descriptions of their horses that Leopold gave, and see if anybody remembers them or what they looked like.
I don't know that you're going to get much more information than Leopold unless you grease some palms.
All right. I cast grease on their palm.
Just rub
Oh
that.
That's
God.
what they want.
Okay,
These
well
are some
that
dirty
gives you a
motherfuckers.
modifier. It's just not necessarily the
Y'all-
direction that you
Y'all
want it
nasty. Y'all nasty.
Oh, that's not what you were
are doing
thinking?
them greasy? I don't even have a spell grease.
You all corn people? Because you about to get buttered.
Oh God.
Oh my
my
god.
I want to
Okay.
play with that character.
Yeah,
Taylor.
I could grease a couple palms. I guess they're unfriendly, right?
At the moment, yes.
Um.
Your
Well,
diplomacy check did sway somebody though. But right now I'm trying
Okay.
to determine if you're going to get more information than Leopold did.
Okay. Yeah, I would say there could be a few gold pieces in it for anyone who has an excellent memory.
The timing of Walker typing that out, I was like, wait, that's a lot of gold to
Um,
give to a civilian.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that
Yeah.
was. I wasn't sure if everyone heard me.
It
when
just
I
yeah,
when
just
I
it just took me a second because he was saying that, and I was like, wow, that's very generous.
Plea never offers money to any humans because nobody else understands about the party that he's in.
Everyone just
yeah, I
assume
don't.
he wants sex favors. It's- I mean,
Can't
that's
walk
what I
around with
think.
all these greasy palms and a bunch of
Greasy
gold.
palms and gold in my hand. I'm ready
Yeah,
to
what we're up to.
party.
So you're asking about the riders specifically.
Yes, the riders themselves.
Has Leopold shared his information with you, or was this you were canvassing at the same time as him?
I figure we'd be meeting up, you know.
Gotcha.
and
I
sharing
assume
info.
we're canvassing at the same time.
Okay, so you get the same information he did, but you also get just a little bit more. Let's see. This guy is going to tell you. You know, come to think of it, if he headed down to Ilmarsh, that's probably the end of the line for him unless he takes a boat or grows wings. Beyond Ilmarsh is really nothing but the near impassable swamps of the sodden timbers and the river.
Ilmarsh. I look at
That probably rings a bell for you.
yeah. I look at our what is her name? Ilix.
I look at our Illic
I
because
could not
apparently
fucking
they're-
remember her name for the life of me.
Ilix
Look
is
at
hurt,
Ilix.
but understands.
Yeah. Alex. He says they're going to Ilmarsh. I know you know quite a bit about that.
Not the town itself. I know its proximity to my home.
the Piper of Elmarsh was from.
Ding, ding, ding.
The name.
Ah,
Ding ding. Shame.
makes a lot of sense.
Fitting.
Even the vision that I saw on the Tower of the Moon, those creatures pointing in this direction. Can't be
I
good.
will ask the NPC that I'm speaking to if there's anything else of interest going on in the town. Anything worth checking out?
Thrushmoor specifically. Let me see.
Sure. As I recall, we had learned that the people of Thrushmoor likely would also not have a very high opinion of Faraz.
The people of Thrushmoor
Pretentious, right?
No,
Oh,
they're like pretend.
They're
right.
They put
they're
on the show,
greasers.
but they're
Tired of listening to the rumors about the Briarstone witch, Count Hasterton Lowles of Versex invited the Church of Pharasma to travel to Briarstone Isle and perform an elaborate The church maintains a chapel to the town in the town to this day. So I definitely want to go visit the Church of Pharasma since it's probably been a minute since we've had like a proper mass.
Sure. So there is both the new chapel and the old chapel that you could go visit. In terms of rumors, one young lady will tell you that there has been a bunch of strange sightings upon the sea. Things like great big monstrous eels, water spouts out in the middle of the ocean, ghostly fishing vessels that cast their nets after the living.
Interesting. Ghostly fishing vessels. I wonder if that old chap Jack Jones has finally met his end.
She kind of cocks her head and looks at you funny, but then walks off.
Most women react to me, so
Oh, Riverino.
Aww.
I have very low charisma.
Fair enough.
Plea puts his hand after selling all the stuff and coming back to his party as they canvas. He sees this woman walk away from Havelock and sees like the dejected look on Havelock's face, and he puts his hand on his shoulder and looks him in the eye and then signs, "Stop trying."
What a best friend, telling it straight.
It's not for you.
Then he cocks his head over at Xenesis.
Ah.
I think Havelock wants to cock something else towards this. Okay. Anyway.
Including
That was the point.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll share what
Now
I've
to
learned about
church.
these rumors to the rest of the folks, and say, I wonder about these sightings. If there are indeed ghostly vessels, that may be a concern for the Inquisition.
Please, signs.
Well, perhaps write them a letter.
I do like ghosts. And he grabs his amulet of ghost touch and gets really excited.
Ilix
More
will,
pressing matters, please.
Ilix will say that she, after hearing the stuff about Ilmarsh, and said, she'll say, Havelock, if you wouldn't mind, if you would ask perhaps about any news from the Forest of Veils.
Certainly. If you wouldn't mind backing me up a bit, it might help to have someone close by, or someone that is more local to the area, to add some authenticity. And I will cast guidance on myself as I go to question townsfolk once more about the Forest of Veils surrounding Ilmarsh, and see if I can make them like me. Okay.
Not good.
You just stand behind me, like smiling gruesomely.
I think
It's not a
probably
hindrance. It's
being
just not
there.
helpful.
I
Forest
would
of
imagine-
Veils. Who gives a shit about that place?
Well, he's got a fair.
And he goes
Yeah.
walking off.
Yeah, I imagine that these people have probably heard of Ilix's people.
All right, just to be clear, my diplomacy check, even unaided, was enough to bring them to indifferent. Well, I guess that was a pretty indifferent response.
Yeah, it was.
I love how you realize what you said. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, that's exactly what I deserve.
That's also assuming they have 0 charisma.
Oh, that's because they're unfriendly.
Yeah.
The average.
Well, he didn't
town
seem very
person does
charismatic
have
to me.
0 charisma.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't, but you know, I think I feel like his response was appropriate. I don't feel bad about that.
I feel bad about it.
Well, you know,
No.
Please signs to Ilix that perhaps we'll hear more of her people in our time here. The marketplace might not be the
well,
best place to
maybe
find
they're
those.
fairly reclusive as a people, aren't they?
Yeah, plus
They're
Ustalavians don't like elves.
Yeah, the people don't like elves, and they only live in the forest, but they guide people through the forest, like traders and travelers and stuff. That's kind of how they trade and stuff. Like, hey, we'll buy
Racket.
some of your stuff, and we'll show you how to get through the forest and not get it.
They just have some elves in trees with fucking like pots and pans clanging them together. Like, oh no! I'll lead you away.
The whole thing's a racket.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's not the worst
Hmm.
fucking idea. Humans are gullible as shit.
Well, I will go to the new church to offer a prayer to Pharasma.
All right, let me
Maybe ask around there. I would imagine they might have a slightly higher opinion of an inquisitor of their faith. Maybe they could give us some more information
We
about.
do know we have been told of the falseness of beliefs here. Perhaps this church is also hollow to say.
Well,
Mayhap you will find a more honest following at the old.
I think that either eventuality would be exactly within the wheelhouse of Inquisitor.
Plea does a little like happy clap, but not actually clapping because he's not allowed to make noise. And says church folk are rich, church folk, but he's like signing it as he's clapping.
You're like my Patsy. You just like have coconuts.
Pretty much.
It's
Okay.
a very stealthy horse. He can't actually hit the coconuts together.
Let's see. So the new
It's a
chapel
panther.
itself is more than a half century old. It serves as the religious heart of Thrushmoor. There is quite a few people gathered around, sort of coming and going. It almost seems like it's sort of a social venue for people of quality in the town.
We'll fit
People of
right in.
quality.
An interesting thing of note, actually, well, yeah, it'd probably be common knowledge for Asmin worshippers just because you probably had to memorize the churches. So you would know that many hold that this church is jinxed. Rodents can sometimes be heard scratching beneath the floorboards, and a persistent skull-shaped stain mars the structure's whitewashed eastern face.
That seems a little bit more than jinxed, but
I detect magic on.
On the stain? I don't.
Yeah.
This is not the chapel, I don't think. Let me see. Oh no, it's right. It is. Do you have a book open?
I linked it in
He
Discord.
linked the
There's a
map in Discord.
Oh. Oh wow, you have a lot of stuff.
This is not from this campaign.
Yeah, I don't have most of this. Interesting.
Give me a second, guys. I need the server's being really weird, and hopefully that fixes it.
Weird as in.
Everyone was sounding robotic.
Oh.
That-
Oh, I didn't have any problems.
you
I
did
was
that.
noticing, like,
I was
weird
having
stuff.
some problems earlier, but that's about it.
We started having some Cylons, but that reconnect you just did, that made my headset very upset. I don't know what it was. It was no, it's like
See, it killed all the Cylons.
yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah. Those are sounds of Cylons dying.
That's the sound of
I love that
Cylons.
correct.
Oh my god.
I love you, Tanner. You're the best.
That was really good.
I think Havelock's had enough curses, so I'm just gonna leave it to the magical folk to deal with the chapel. And I'm gonna sit outside, enjoy the coastline for a bit.
All right.
If I hear battle, I'll run inside. They start fighting the church.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were looking at
Interesting.
the skull, right?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
the eastern side of the building. It's like vaguely skull-shaped. It's like a stain.
It's like a mother or a Mother Mary like thing, you know, where
It's
Sorta,
one of those,
yeah.
a Virgin Mary
potatoes
thing.
that's
It's
shaped
sort of like
Jesus
looking.
or what-
It's like Jesus on the toast.
Jesus
on
toast.
toast. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
If you squint
exactly.
right. Okay.
Yeah, if you're
Never mind then.
predisposed to thinking that it's a skull on a wall, you're
Yeah.
gonna see a skull on the wall.
It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, I could see it. Maybe.
Yeah. I look at it and I say, why did they have a stain of I was gonna say something, but it was really off color. And I'm not gonna do it now.
I was gonna say, why is there so much cum on this wall?
Yeah. Why do they have a cursed outline of me like burning down that building full of kids?
I was gonna say, like, the shot of us all looking at the stain, it like shows the stain. Like we hear the rumor and we walk there, like, oh, this is a creepy stain, and we all stand there, and the shot is just us all with our heads cocked, like in a line. Then we look at the stain that looks only vaguely like a skull, and then it's back to us, and we all like turn our heads to the other side. Anyway. all like
It's a-
synchronized. We're all like a pack of dogs hearing a weird noise for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose I can see it, but what is it, mold?
Well, I would pray
Oh
here.
no. Yeah,
Oh,
you're welcome
God.
to it. That's magnificent.
I
Well-
fucking love that it is known as Potato Jesus.
Isn't that the lady who ruined that
Yeah.
painting?
She wanted to. She said she could restore it, and that's what she ended up making a
Oh
fucking
my
image
God.
of Jesus. And they kept it. I love it.
People, I swear.
Well, that could be. We don't know what Jesus looked like. He could have.
I don't think he looked like that.
Down syndrome Jesus.
I was gonna say maybe he
People
came back
people
with
that
a
look
few
like
extra
that
chromosomes.
don't get people that look like that don't get religions made out of them.
All right. Well, I pray, and if nothing out of the ordinary happens, I probably
No, it
will.
seems like a pretty ordinary church body.
Yeah.
Can I?
Is there like people? You said people were gathering here.
Yeah, I was
Are
gonna
they-
say like, what are
like what
can
are
we
they?
take
What
out
are they
what
chatting
the-
about?
Yeah, what? Yeah. I'll listen in. I'll listen to conversation.
There's a fair amount of conversation going on. Mostly it sounds like people spreading rumors about each other. It's all fairly, like, dull for you guys. It's a bit
No.
soap opera-y and not really,
Petty
petty
nonsense.
not really
As we
super
walk,
interesting.
as we walk away from the church, please signs to Alex. Did you hear that rumor about Lily? I
Oh,
hear she's
yes.
sleeping with Bill's wife.
How scandalous.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the kind of shit you overhear.
I audibly.
Me and
think,
Alex are now like hooked on the new soap opera
I
that is
mean,
Thrushmoor.
these people are up to no good, but it's not like the world-ending shit that you deal with every day.
Yeah.
So it probably feels,
Thrushmoor Abbey.
yeah, it probably feels pretty, oh, what's the word? Childish? Beneath you?
Trivial.
Trivial, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like it. Okay. And if I ask around here, nobody seems to have any.
You can give me a diplomacy if you're trying to get more information about the riders. But at this point, you already know
Pretty much.
where one went.
Yeah. I want to know where the other one went.
All right.
And I'm hoping that by, affixing my Pharasman heraldry a little bit more prominently, I can get some sort of advantage on my diplomacy with these folks, since they at least, they're at a church of my goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I cast guidance on myself before I do it again, and I try to make nice. So that would be a 23 plus whatever bonus if I get, if any, from being at a Church of Pharasma.
You got 25 earlier.
Well, I wonder if they're unfriendly to me here.
Well, you know that a lot of them are faking it. So a legitimate Inquisitor of Pharasma probably doesn't, like, inspire them to be friendly with you.
I mean, there's another route I can take here if this doesn't work, so.
Okay.
I'm going to go outside before you take that. Thank you. I'll just take this and this. Please.
Why don't we venture down that route, because I don't think you're going to get anything different than what you've got.
Okay.
Please.
That's not what I meant to
exit the
click at
building.
all. That's not what I meant to.
Jump out
roll
from
20
behind the
moved.
fuse.
I'm using sense motive to see if there was anybody that I consulted that seems like they might know more, but just weren't bothering to give me the time of day, or perhaps felt threatened by my uber Pharasmicness.
I think you get the sense that everybody you've spoken with is pretty standoffish with outsiders to begin with, but also that you're sort of brandishing your Pharasmic identity makes them a little leery of sort of revealing the facade that they are upkeeping for their own benefit socially and just not getting murdered by Inquisitors.
I grabbed the most annoying one.
Okay.
The most annoying and obnoxious looking one. And I say, since you all don't seem to be super willing, I will remind you all that I am a good Pharasmic Inquisitor in pursuit of his duties, and I will remind you all of the penalties that exist for those that do not aid an Inquisitor in his pursuit of Pharasma's will.
Nice.
Not your best work.
No, it wasn't a very good roll, but
A good speech.
7.
I
It's not terrible.
It's not awful.
I think your best is, I got your name, I got your number.
Let's see. Let's see here. Man, how does he react to this? The most annoying one, you said. Okay.
The most annoying looking one.
So there, a hush falls over the room as you kind of create this scene here. And the guy who was like blabbering on and on earlier with almost like a wheeze to his voice that just irritated the fuck out of you. So that's why you picked him. He's just gone completely silent and he's staring at you with these like wide, fearful eyes. What do you do?
So he's not answering my questions?
He seems mortified.
So did I intimidate him too well?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, all right. I will.
Clea walks up behind the man and like taps him on his like forehead with his finger, and then signs to have like, I think you broke him.
Yeah. I will repeat basically the same questions that I was asking before.
I don't know anything. I'm sorry. He starts crying, and everybody's
okay.
Like you hear some like snickering from the crowd almost.
Yeah. I look around to see if any. Jeez, I don't really have much of a. Okay, I'll look at one of the snickering people and see if anybody seems particularly. See if I can get a hunch on anybody else here that they might.
As your eyes cross each one of these folks that's kind of laughing, you can see that they make eye contact with you, and then they get all straight-faced like a kid getting caught passing notes by a teacher. Just like immediately assumes a different posture and pretends to be doing something else.
Yeah.
Sense motive here for a hunch. You get the sense that there is probably more information to obtain from these people, but I guess it's a matter of how far Havelock is willing to go to get that information and whether or not it's going to be worth it.
These are remarkably obstinate townsfolk. I'm like, I'm literally asking about like two strangers that came through town.
And
like
you've been given a lot. Like you're getting the same information you already had, but people are responding to you up until now, where you're just kind of creating a scene and not really rolling particularly well.
Yeah.
I think there is, at this point, there's probably a priest approaching your position, trying to come see what's up. But you can kind of see like the crowd parting, and so you assume that some authority figure is moving people out of the way and coming towards you.
I point to the curse thing on the wall and I go, "This is not a curse symbol. It is in fact a painted door." And I let him go and walk.
He looks very confused
Yep.
as you drop him on the ground. Nobody really comes to his aid. There's still a pretty substantial circle while he's just on the floor sobbing.
Yeah.
With your sense motive, I'll give you that he genuinely thought you were going to kill him.
I mean, that's fair.
As Havelock walks away, he walks up behind the man, picks him up, like brushes off his shoulders, wipes the tears out from under his eyes, gives him a pat on the head, and then turns around and follows.
A
Havelock
pat
without
on the
saying a word.
head, Jesus Christ.
Just like
help him,
pick
but
you
also
up,
be
brush you off.
patronizing. Nice.
You're all good. Just like propping up a doll, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess
But
mechanically, I'll tell you that I basically gave you the DC 30 diplomacy information already. The only one
Mhm.
higher than that is 40.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. It would be pretty extreme, I think, to obtain that.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought like a stranger came through town, nobody would have any reason to guard him or to like protect that information.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not trying to say that they're protecting him. It's just like they're all giving
you need a role that is somewhere along the lines of the diplomacy check that it would correspond to, and I was not able. I didn't roll it, so what are you gonna do? I rolled a 7 on my intimidate, rolled a 6 on my sense motive.
People were giving you information. It's just shit you already know.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I'm not gonna like. I don't want to escalate the situation further.
Fair enough.
Chop the dude's fucking hand off. Like, who's next? Like,
tell me what I want to know. Where are they?
Successfully intimidated a man, and nobody else seemed to do it. So
this city just showed you that it's full of harassment. Ready to chop hands off.
Yeah,
So-
and I don't have any spells that are gonna really give me any fuck, I should have taken honey tongue or something like that.
No comment.
Yeah, okay.
As they leave the church, Footy signs to Havelock, and does his like little clapping gesture as he signs, says church pilgrimage. Church, let's go to see the other church.
Okay. Havelock shrugs and says, "Well, perhaps we'll have better luck there." And we head off toward the old church.
All right.
I think since we already have a direction I think we're going to go, I'm going to stop Alex and go, hey, Alex, do you think we should bring the horses around? I think we should probably get out of here, before the town guard come looking for us for the whole thing.
Well, guys.
As we're
So
walking
that's
through, you're kind of cutting out, Tanner. You're like super quiet.
My bad. I said it might not be unwise. We should be ready. That those people back there might have some connections with important people in town, and well, it'd be best that we can leave whenever we choose to.
Yeah.
I just whistle and watch as my horse appears on a roof nearby. Lazy, how did you get up there?
Roach.
What's your horse's name?
Lazy.
Oh.
Not Roach.
It was Blaze and Lazy. So Blazy.
Yep. We'll go and retrieve the horses and meet you guys back at the chapel.
Sounds good to me, man.
Okay.
So it looks like Play and Havoc go to the chapel.
Old Chapel. What do you got for me, Old Chapel?
Old
Steeple
Chapel
leans
Steeple.
like the spear of a derelict watchman atop the former home of Thrushmoor's Pharasman congregation. The pious abandoned the sun-blistered gray structure nearly 60 years ago, supposedly in favor of the freshly constructed new chapel's more central location. Supposedly religious hysteria claimed Costin Creed, the town's former priest, and his plot to lead his entire fellowship to the grave forever tainted the holy ground. So nobody's here. The old chapel's abandoned.
Well, this place sucks.
You said it was corrupted?
No, there is a rumor that supposedly religious hysteria claimed the town's former priest and his plot to lead his entire fellowship to the grave apparently forever tainted the holy ground. So he must have been a cult leader of some kind.
I mean, technically, planning to lead your congregation to the grave is not necessarily
It sounds like he just kind of went
unpharasmic.
bonkers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but it sounds like he just lost his shit.
I think he was intending to either poison the congregation or get everybody to mass suicide. That's kind of
Not
my
cool,
take.
man.
Not
cool at
cool,
all.
but not necessarily against Pharasma, so probably not
I
corrupting the
don't
ground.
think Pharasma's okay with suicide.
She doesn't care.
Kind of good. Oh, she's
Doesn't care.
neutral.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's
also
she's
about
about birth and
prophecy
death.
and shit.
Whatever you do in the meantime is kind of your own business.
Yeah.
So I think probably after they've probably been exploring the place a little bit, and we eventually make it there with the horses. And Felix will trot up on Sailrix and look over at Play and Havelock and say, "Well, strangely enough, I find this one more inviting than the other."
Fair.
I'm gonna look at Plea and say, remember when I gave you that so that you could get that fancy belt you've got there?
Plea nods and
I wonder if you could spare like 100 for me to have enough so I can get Gabby's greatsword up.
Plea gives Havelock 100 gold.
Yeah, so I have 6,012, which is enough to upgrade my greatsword. If they can do that in this town.
What
Upgrade
caster level requirement would there be to upgrade your weapon?
6,000?
No, the caster level.
Oh.
Technically, it's just a gold amount, unless he's putting a specific like.
Well, their
plus-
towns have
Towns
limits.
have certain resources.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't be able to find an artisan capable of it in this town if it's not enough. I'll look it up.
Okay, if you can find out what caster level it is, Thrushmoor can sustain 5th level spellcasting.
Okay.
So if
I'll
that's
look it up.
high enough to enchant your weapon, then feel free.
Okay.
What is my party doing in the meantime?
Plea goes into the church and says, kneels before. Is there an altar for Pharasma?
Oh yeah, but it's kind of falling apart.
We should get Ilix to sanctify the ground, to bless the ground. Synesis to do it. Ilix can do it too, but probably not as effectively.
Probably not effectively at all.
Yeah.
We're probably going to die on this quest.
Birch besmirch.
Pindrag definitely will.
Yeah.
Purify this church in the name of green stuff.
I mean, I imagine that some green stuff is already purifying the church.
Yeah, there's some weeds growing out. I mean,
stage.
been abandoned for 60 years, and it probably looks the same as you'd expect.
Which is why Ilix likes it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forest is reclaiming its territory.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not getting a special effect on armor and weapons, and you're just adding pluses, it's default to 5th caster level.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
Well,
actual.
there you go.
The actual
So it
like
can be done
flaming
in
bonuses.
Thrushmoor.
I thought they can do level 5.
Yeah, they can. That's what I said.
I think there was a little audio cut out.
So it can be done in Thrushmoor?
Yeah,
It
you
can
can.
be done.
Oh, I thought you said it can't.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
I heard a little audio cut out.
audio clipping. So
Yeah.
Okay.
we're good. We're good. You can do it here.
Yeah.
Yep. So good, B.
Hooray for bookmarking fuck tons of craft pages.
What are you gonna do to it? Plus
Or
2 or
fucking
I
4?
on a
think
bookmark page.
a +2 is probably the best. I don't know that there's any of the other bonuses are necessarily worth it.
Something plus to hit is the best stat.
Yeah, just another +1 bonus is probably the best. Because like there's keen, but I already have that keen edge, the spell that lasts for like 80 minutes or 90 minutes. Like, so it's probably not worth it.
Probably don't need Kane if you have a spell for it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, other than that, I would want to go off to the inn probably and have a proper meal and a piss and a shit and in a privy like a goddamn civilized human being, squat in these fucking woods all.
I'm not
Okay.
sure what your problem is. It's done us quite well so far.
Yeah, you say that. I haven't sat right for a fucking month.
Well,
Maybe
that's
you used
because
the
of all
wrong
the
way
Applejack.
to wipe your ass. You should
shouldn't
talk
drink
to
it so
Ilix
quickly.
and
It burns on the way out.
I rolled a nat 1 on my wisdom and I tried a pine cone. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10.
I mean, I can see the logic behind it.
I see your logic, but
I thought it would smell piney and fresh.
I'm thinking more the mechanical.
Scrape out the
the
Yeah.
scraping
fecal
action
matter
does
from your
appeal at
ass.
first, but
But then it's got
Only
splinters and only one.
Yeah.
But
all
I mean,
real children learn this lesson at a young age. It's often a joke among the older children.
you've learned an issue of that an elf child of 3 seasons knows.
Yes.
I mean, you could get vicious on the sword, which is
But vicious and malicious.
well, it's 2d6 to anything. You just take a d6 as well. So you kind of roll the dice.
I mean, it's not the worst.
Yeah, I mean 2d6 on top of your already beef smashy ability.
It's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. And then the fact that you only take a d6, so at most you'll take 6. Which, I mean, you can heal yourself with that.
Kitty.
Yeah.
In
That's
the meantime,
what I'm doing. I don't know what you guys are doing.
I'm probably getting the horses ready to ride. I figure we're heading out to Ilma.
Yeah.
We're only 2
Felix
days
went
behind.
inside with Flea and is just looking around.
Plea actually
drawing metaphors.
do we know the rumors of this place? Is that something that we would have heard in our story of Thrushmoor?
Yeah.
Please gonna go sort of like, in the back where the priest might live and see if he left a journal.
Felix will accompany.
I mean, any books you find back here are waterlogged and destroyed beyond legibility.
Okay.
I
60
cast
years.
mending on them.
That
60
answers
years
the
is a
painted
long
door
time.
question. I walk out of the church after having prayed with Ilix, and I thank her for waiting for me and follow our party towards the inn.
Yeah. Felix was drawing like mental metaphors. All is impermanent. All eventually returns to its natural state. She wasn't saying any of this. She's just kind of looking around, being like, yep.
Yep. Seems about right.
Okay.
So we head towards an inn.
So you're gonna stay the night?
I don't know about that. I was going to get a meal. We got to go probably
okay.
soon, right?
So you're gonna grab some food and then hit the road? Is that the plan?
Yep. Food and
Alright.
rations and whatnot.
What time of day is it? Like, do we need to rest? It's like, I
I
don't remember when we got here.
Actually, I don't super recall. Where were you guys before Thrushmoor? You basically were just
We
coming
cut
out of the
across
mountains,
country.
right? Yeah. So you probably would have got here evening time, most likely. Because you did do
And
like
that
a
makes
full.
sense with the church social event. And
Yeah,
Okay, if that's
Yeah.
the case, then let's stay the night
Yeah.
in
Stay the
city.
night.
that makes sense to me. Okay. Day 58 begins. Grab a meal. The innkeeper is friendlier than the rest of the town, but doesn't. It's very professional. It's not so much like courteous, if that makes sense. It's like you have coin, so he's going to provide you a service, but he
Mhm.
doesn't really.
He's just not mean to us. He's
Yeah.
yeah.
He's doing his job.
basic friendliness.
I will never
Indifference,
get you
probably, but yeah.
to these wooden framed monstrosities. Give me a hammock any day. Or a bow, even.
At least this guy isn't trying to kill
That we know of.
him. Great!
You want some money?
And here I was about to sleep.
Go to a room and sleep.
All right. Your evening passes uneventfully.
Wake up and head to Elmarsh.
Okay.
Escape this place.
Let's see here. On the way to Ilmarsh.
I am primed for any survival, perception rolls, anything like that we need.
Okay. I mean, there's a road, so it won't be too bad.
Given the ambush that laid in wait for us, I think Ilix is still wary. She doesn't know what these riders might be capable of.
Fair enough.
So
What
I
the hell
think
was
she's...
that?
Sorry,
What?
what?
Huh?
What?
Did no one else hear that?
No.
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 Was it pots and pans clanging?
No,
Shh,
I could
my people.
swear. Okay, that must have been my headset because in the middle of Tanner's talking, I suddenly heard this horrible scream.
Did you?
Oh yeah, that was Ragnar Maxul,
Is your
The,
shit haunted? Are you
Yeah,
okay?
dude.
Like,
What's going on?
the
That
beast.
wasn't
from
in my. Hold on. What am I-
Roll 20 is
Oh,
actually the
no.
monster from the
Oh
movie.
god,
Violet.
this is how it begins.
this is like one of those modern day horror
Hold on,
movies.
I'm just gonna go check it out.
All of a sudden, my hand's in a blender. What? Man, that's crazy. Check out our website for more behind-the-scenes commentary.
Wow, what? How shit is this? When an Inquisitor wielder uses her Judgment class ability while wielding a Jurist weapon, it grants her an enhancement bonus to her perception checks and to see it. +1 for the first round of her Judgment, +1 for each subsequent round. That's like so not worth it. For 6,000 gold?
So nothing
You have to
in
assume
my
that
house.
some weapons are given to you, like clarity.
Yeah, fair enough.
A +2 weapon I did not choose.
Yep. But it was pretty perfect for you.
Indeed.
Didn't have fucking Jurist.
No, holy is much better than Jarrus.
I'm back. Not. Don't know what the fuck that was. I'm very concerned.
Sure you are. Monster Travis. I get it. You come back and you pretend that you'd be the real Travis, but we can tell. We all know. Just play your fucking character and shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Play
wow,
Travis.
that took a turn. That took a really hard
Please.
turn.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just play Travis's character as if you're Travis. If you
Yes,
are
just-
possessing Travis.
Yeah, if you're just
Ragnar
coming at
back
kind of
soul,
demon thing,
moving
it's
like
I mean it's cool. We're not gonna
Pathfinder.
get in your way, but like we have a game to play. It's fucking
Yeah,
important. All
It's
right.
like we're at 9th level. Like we've all sunk a lot into this. So if you could just participate.
If you
Yeah.
could just put your haunting goals aside for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, you only got like an
The
hour and a
strange
half, of this,
ask
and you
for
can
like
go
an hour or
fuck his
so.
corpse or whatever you need
The,
to
the,
do.
s-
Like
the
it's,
strangest iteration of they're just like, look, we know you're a fucking monster, okay? Just like we really need these reports done, okay? Like we don't want to burn
Yeah.
you. Just fucking finish the TPS reports and send them in.
Now you know what we're
I
talking
don't care what I don't care what you do after 5 o'clock. You just you get all your paperwork finished and you punch out. I don't care how many bodies are swinging in your basement. It's fine. It's fine.
Can't fit a lot down there. It's a half basement.
Also good to know. In case I need to come over to your house and hide bodies. Not your body. I would have you help me. I'd probably pay you.
Probably.
I mean, if you're gonna hide bodies in somebody's basement, that's the least you can do.
Yeah, grease the palms a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a magical item you should look at. Have when you get a second.
Okay.
It's literally called an Inquisitor's Monocle.
It's called a what?
Inquisitor's Monocle.
That sounds like something that Saltspire would definitely have.
I mean, he has to, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he could wear a set of glasses. That just one would be kind of useless. Although I think glasses would be a better option because, like, if you are suddenly in a battle, that monocle's going to pop right the fuck off.
So this is interesting. I have multiple maps here that put Ilmarsh in different locations.
Maybe the
On some
sun
maps,
moved.
Ilmarsh is here.
Maybe it extends across the
It
the
doesn't.
delta.
It's too
Oh,
small.
it doesn't.
Which one of those was published last?
Well, that's the thing, is the map that we're looking at right here is from the map folio for Carrion Crown. But the map I'm looking at
So
right
then,
now
okay.
is in Book 4, Wake of the Watcher.
Probably the latter one then.
I think we're going to go with that one just because there's no mention of how you're supposed to fucking cross the river.
Well, probably water walking now
That's
that
what
I
I
think
was
about
going
it.
to say.
But
I think
the
I think we're
description
pretty
is
clear
that
on
the
how that
road
works
goes
now,
up to it.
Zuzu.
Like, even the rumor you got in
Mhm.
Thrushmoor was that there's nowhere to go after Ilmarsh because there's a river and then a forest. That's all. The Sodden Timbers is like a shitty place. Yeah, so we're gonna say Ilmarsh is there, because I don't know why it wouldn't be. That's fucking weird. Anyway, yep, so Ilmarsh is there. I've decided. Executive
Okay.
decision. But because the road is rather old and kind of in disrepair and been flooded several times, it's still going to take you about 2 days of riding to reach Ilmarsh, because it's just not a very good road at all.
We ride to Ilmarsh.
So your
We
first
rest when we
day,
need to.
yeah. So I think you get about 10 miles a day then. Yep. So you can get to about here.
And it's
Can
fucking
we make
winter,
it there without a
so-
combat?
Well, let's find out. Seems that your luck is going to hold. So no combat that day.
Well, the second day we arrive in Ilmarsh, don't we?
Yes, I'm trying to see if anything happens
That's
along
like a
your
whole
way.
day now.
Oh.
Well, something does happen. On your second day, probably about midway through, you're really not very far from Thrushmoor or from Ilmarsh at all now. I think the river. So Ilmarsh must actually be located there, but the river comes out the other side because it says Ilmarsh is about 30 miles from Thrushmoor down the road, which would put it right about there. So the river just must come down this way instead. Anyway, okay, so you guys are traveling along the road, and you have the bay off to one side, which is kind of nice. At least I think so. And it's sort of stormy off in the distance over the bay, and it reduces the amount of light that you have, but it's almost like one of those autumn sunsets where the sky is just sort of orange and there's lots of reflection going on with the clouds and the bay itself. And you guys pass a stone quay, if you're familiar with what that is.
Key.
It's Quay.
It is pronounced key.
Key, really?
Yeah, you would not expect it.
Interesting. Well, I could just call it a wharf instead.
That
Well, at
works.
least it's not bird in French.
So that sticks out quite a ways. Essentially, for those of you that don't know, it's essentially just a stone dock that just sort of sticks out into the bay a little ways. At one point or another would have been used for ships. Appears to have been abandoned since then. But there's not really any signs of settlement anywhere near here. You know that Ilmarsh is up the road a little farther just from your excellent survival skills and your experience traveling through Ustalav in general. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay.
Oh God,
damn.
Alex.
Okay. Sure. So Ilix, as you guys are walking around down the road along the bay, and you walk past this quay or this wharf, you can see off in the distance what the untrained eye might miss, which looks a bit like how do I describe this? There seems to be some rocks that kind of stick up out of the bay a bit like fingertips, at least from your vantage point. They look like they'd be fairly large, but not like a mountain. Maybe about boat-sized. But they're just, it's sort of a unique feature to see because the bay is mostly empty.
Yeah, I will motion to it. Look there, the lay of those rocks, almost like a hand laying below the water. Imagine the size of the body that would have a hand that big.
I'd rather not.
So it looks like a stone hand.
Just from her vantage point, they look a little bit like fingers sticking up out of the water. It's probably more like a stalactite shape. Just sort of jagged and sticking up out of the water.
Just like rocks coming up.
Yep.
Is there any sort of meaning that one might attach to those to do a knowledge?
You could give me local or maybe geography.
Knowledge local untrained is dog shit.
And mine's trained, but it's at 0. God, we need a bard.
There we go. Leopold would know that these are called the Turn Rocks. They are, as you recall, they are the means of capital punishment for Ilmarsh.
They what?
Essentially, they chain people to the rocks and just leave them to the elements.
As you do.
Why is it that everywhere I seem to go has some sort of horrible capital?
Wait a second, says the man from Irison.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah,
Just
I think that would
living
be
in
considered
Irison,
merciful for you.
Irison in general is capital punishment to live there, coming from there. But like, come on. It was a long the whole thing with the winter was a long time. Now we make guns.
The whole thing with the winter.
And
guns,
while you
dude.
guys are talking and kind of musing at the rocks, I think that Elix's perception is also enough to catch the next thing that happens. Which is going to be my really fancy map that I threw together in about 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yay! I love these kinds of maps.
You actually see a small boat off in the distance that appears to be basically running away from a storm. Which I think is called a squall.
Yep.
That is a type of storm.
So it appears to be trying to keep ahead of a small squall behind it. From what you can tell, there appears to be only one man on board, and he is hurriedly running back and forth between the wheel and the sails.
Oh my god, is this Jack Sparrow?
He appears to be attempting to man the ship by himself, and you don't think it's going well.
What in the shit?
In fact, it appears that his ship is bearing down on the wharf and is likely to collide in very short order.
Where are we currently? Oh.
So you guys will be down here somewhere.
I don't know anything about boats, but I think you need more people than that.
Okay, yeah. I think Havelock is gonna shuck his armor really quickly, or as quickly as he can. Doff?
Yep.
Hey, Doff. I'm gonna doff my armor and move, start running toward the jetty, preparing to use his dimensional hop to hop in and grab this guy and hop out.
Flea is gonna drop his bag and run to this pier and get ready to dive in, and not realizing that that's what Havelock is about to do.
I'll cast Channel Vigor to give myself haste as well, if the time allows.
Xenesis, do you have water walk?
I don't have it prepared, no.
Damn.
Well, it only takes like 10 minutes.
I don't think we have that kind of time.
May I use Knowledge Nature to see if this storm looks natural?
Sure.
Hey, look out!
I was waiting for someone to do that because I cannot.
Yeah, and I just start like waving. I cast Flames of the Faithful and Gabby's Greatsword and just start like waving it, like trying to wave him off. But although I kind of doubt it's gonna make much of a.
He doesn't seem to be able to hear you. He's still hurriedly running back and forth.
Yeah.
Is it actually a sailboat? This guy's on?
It is described as, what is that word? A trawler. So it does have a sail.
That's a boat.
Yep.
I don't know what kind it is, but
it's not like a massive.
It's not
boat.
huge.
It's not a huge boat, but it ain't a rowboat either.
Is the
trawler
sail down? Is the sail down?
What the fuck? Is Golden in here?
Yeah, he showed up.
Yeah,
Like,
he said something earlier.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Yo, what's up, man? Oh boy.
So
get the rope ready. We're gonna have to. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Well, we gotta get on there. You were gonna do the dimensional hop, but like looking at this now that I see it, if I find a way to make the sail go down, would that actually help?
The sail
Or
is
would-
down. He's trying to
No, I
fight
mean-
its direction.
Okay, so if I shot the sail and made it fall, so it was...
Oh my god! Okay.
No. So basically, shoot a rope to make the sail
You're
drop.
so fucking
we-
American.
I can't get there.
You solve it with explosions? What do you mean you can't get there? Can you not swim?
No.
I like he just starts shooting the boat, just like opening fire, filling it with holes.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if I shoot the rope and the sail falls, it's no longer that
I
he
want
has to
I
fight
want to
against
point
its
out
direction.
I want to point out that you will not hit the boat.
Why?
Or you won't hit the sail where you aim. Like it's 5 times outside of your range increment.
And I have 5, and I have 5 grit points.
Waste of grits. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, we're getting down to the wire here. It's getting pretty close. What are we
Well,
doing?
have- Havelock,
Save
you
him
don't
if he
wanna come here.
crashes. That's all I'm gonna do. Like
Yeah, I'm still trying to tell if the storm looks legit. or
The
not.
storm definitely looks like a natural squall, so far as you can
Natural
tell.
squall. Natural storm, but what led a man to go out such as that? Where are the rest of his crew?
Yeah. What the hell? Why would he be out there completely alone?
please, Science to Havelock, can you do your disappeary thingy?
I can do it, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep that ship from hitting wherever it's headed.
I meant to bring him back. Like jump in, jump out.
I can't do it from this range.
Okay.
Well, you can jump
Uh-huh.
off with him and possibly survive.
I have a limited range. Leopold, you might want to move back from.
Ilix is going to shuck her bag and her quivers and stuff and be ready to dive into the water should she need to
When it's
help. He's going to take
Well-
a length of rope and tie like a bowline in it.
well, I've got.
Man.
I don't know who has the rope of climbing, but we might want that. I think it's close enough now. I'm gonna try
It's
to
closer
cut the
now,
sail.
and you can make out. There appears to be a bunch of cargo on board. It's under tarps to protect it from weather,
Okay.
so you can't tell what it is.
Xenesis, do we have any of those frost explosion things?
I open my bag and start rummaging through a gigantic.
So, Chris, he's fighting the wind of an open sail, yeah?
He's trying to steer the ship and pull the sail by himself.
Okay,
Tasks
so
that
if
would
I-
usually require a crew.
Yeah.
if I removed the sail, would he be able to cut left? Because I assume the wind is coming in this direction.
Havelock, all I've got is some liquid ice flasks. That's about it.
You
Will
could
12 do?
You could certainly try. I can't guarantee whether or not it will work.
Well, it's gonna crash either way, so I'm just gonna fucking do it.
I grab some of the liquid ice. I grab like one in each hand, and I'll throw them into the water in the path that the boat seems to be.
Yes, maybe the ice can divert its course enough that it'll miss the
Yeah.
pier.
Okay. Are you like uncorking them? Like how are they gonna break open?
I'll shoot him.
Yep.
There.
All right, that works.
There we go. Finally, something to do with this gun that's not ridiculous.
It's like
Hey,
clay pigeon practice.
He shoots the
big-
boat in the leg and it falls prone. How about that?
The boat can't sail if it falls down.
no,
Yeah.
it's considered huge, so it's huge. It's immune to trips.
You think, like, if that is the reason that you can't do that, like,
I love it. It's the best.
All right, so he's gonna throw him. I assume like here-ish
Yeah.
to try to make it like hit him. Okay.
Right.
So yeah,
Uh,
basically I'll
fire, fire, fire!
and
Those are pretty good shots. I think you hit
I'd
him.
imagine-
Not bad.
I think I maxed damage on those.
So
I
these
did.
are 2 vials of ice.
Correct.
How much damage do those normally do?
Mm,
I'm trying to get like a
1d6.
power level understanding.
Yeah.
Well, they have
I-
a splash distance.
It's like a
It's
5-foot
1d6
square
with
each,
one
right?
is-
Like,
One square-
1d6
one
per
damage
vial?
class. Yeah.
Okay.
the water is colder now.
Pretty much.
So
Well, let's
Well-
just see what we get.
We need that little ice capsule from the
You
beginning
can use it to
cutscene
freeze
of Witcher
liquid
2.
or. Oh, sorry. This is the different thing. Oh, yeah.
Or-
Liquid ice.
I
Or-
think that you create a pretty large ice cube. Well, it's more of a sphere, I suppose, in
Well, there's
the
two,
bay
right?
itself. But it's not the size that you would have hoped, and it sort of bumps into the boat and then rolls along its bow, doing very little to slow the momentum of this significantly larger ship than a couple of vials might relocate.
Mhm.
throw all of them.
Yeah. All right.
It now appears that collision is imminent, unless somebody has something really crazy that they can do.
We don't have magic in this party, so
Well,
enough.
and
Cast
even-
grease on the beach.
Actually, yes.
So he goes faster and
No, actually-
slams into a wall.
No, for real. Cast grease
No one
all.
has
literally
magic.
nobody
No
in
one
this
has
party
magic.
has grease.
Nobody has
Uh,
We have no magic in
There's
this
no
party.
wizard.
We don't have
Or
any
the-
magic.
The
We have
web one.
divine
That's
magic, and that's
unfortunate.
it.
Well, like even if
Can I
Hold
entangle
on,
the
guys.
boat?
Hold on. We're still in like a bullet time situation here, so just let's make a decision on if we're gonna do anything. Let's do it now.
I think
Okay,
we've
I
made
don't
our
think- I
decisions.
don't think
and
any
we
of
don't
us-
have any options.
We're not.
If I
Okay.
shot lightning at the boat, would it
No.
stop the boat?
No.
Let
No.
nature take its course.
Good
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, we're just shouting moral encouragement.
All
We're
right.
praying for you, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a loud clamoring as the boat sort of climbs up the wharf part way and then just smashes into the side incredibly hard, and it largely tips over. It capsizes.
Okay.
Uh,
Can I
Where does
see
the
where
man
this
go?
dude is?
Where's
Yeah.
the man?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Splattered.
Like what?
Does
Yeah.
he
What
fall
happens?
off?
Does he go
like,
in the
what happens?
water?
Along with his cargo, yes, he falls into the water.
Okay.
I think Ilix, having doffed her biz, is going to.
Well, Havok was
Ooh.
jumping.
Yeah,
no.
I'm diving in after him.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
thought you
we
were
can
doing-
both do it.
Or I can. Well, I can only dimensional hop. I think 90 feet a day.
Gotcha.
I can't like. And if I have two people, I can only
It's less.
dimensional hop us like that. I have to use it
We
for
all
both
dive
of
in.
us. So
No, I don't.
maybe not that.
I do not dive in.
Rope of
So
planning, like,
Xenesis
clear.
dives in.
Lee and Alex seem to dive in
Yeah.
and begin swimming towards the man.
Do we need to make any swim checks?
Yeah.
Yeah, the waves are picking up.
I feel like the
storm
ship
coming.
would make a lot of waves when it crashes into.
Well,
You're
there's
gonna
that.
avoid all the wood
I mean,
shards.
yeah, there's a bunch of shrapnel and stuff in the water itself. Shrapnel's the wrong word. There's a bunch of debris in the water.
Flotsam and jetsam.
Yeah, there's just lots of dangerous floaties in the water at the moment, and there's also a storm coming, so
That's
the
what I
waves
call
are
my
not
poops.
like, they're not chill. This is not like surfer waves.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Try
I rolled
your-
a 19. Looks like Plea got a 21.
Ooh,
Still need
on
one
our
from
swims.
Havelock, it appears.
Okay.
you've got this. Stay
That looks
calm.
pretty good because he's strong.
Strong like bull.
Ilix is not strong. She just glides through the water.
Not the greatest.
Okay. So you guys are swimming towards him. You can see that the current is kind of pulling him toward the beach, but he's having a hard time staying afloat.
Okay.
Okay. I'm hasted also. Can I swim? Can I get to him?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I swim over to him and I grab him by the wrist and I will dimensional hop us
All right, sweet.
onto.
Okay. So you'll-
That uses 80 feet of
Okay.
dimensional hop.
It looks at
10
Plea, just Havelock just swims over to him. He's like, I got this. Just
I mean,
appears
Saying there's
back on the
still a
pier.
rope there.
there's still cargo.
Yep.
I mean, they could maybe grab some of that.
It's all pretty large, and sinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like the main goal that we had was to save the man's life. The
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
is safe. So
So
he's
he's up on the wharf now, just sort of coughing.
and begins swimming back, and then sends the rope of climbing up the key, and I guess climb it.
Yep, I will climb up behind you.
After his coughing fit is done, he just kind of leans up against the wall here and tries to catch his breath.
Yeah, I start patting him on the back. And say, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yeah. We're not the ones that were out there trying to control a boat like that alone in the middle of a squall.
Well, I had a crew, but they abandoned the ship. On my projects, he just kind of trails off.
We get freeze like this, we need to get a fire going.
I
I
signed
don't
to
think
him
you'll
if
have a
he-
whole lot of luck lighting a fire with a storm coming.
But we
What
need
happened to
something
your
for the
crew?
boat.
They abandoned ship?
Yeah, they saw the storm coming, and I guess they figured it was too much for them.
You all
Let's go.
couldn't anchor for the night?
He sort of raises an eyebrow at you. You want to anchor through a squall?
Isn't that what is typically done?
Don't you anchor at a dock, though?
I mean, we
That
can,
ship
but we can
might
also
have-
drop anchor.
Yeah,
with
the
an
ship might
anchor.
be too small to survive the squall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are they all right? What happened to?
I assume they went home. Bastards.
What would cause you to risk your neck that way?
He pulls up his goggles up over his eyes, and he has a few of those like little lenses that drop down from the side, like all steampunk style. And he see him click it a few times to magnify while he's looking at you, so you can see your face. And he kind of squints at you a little bit, and he says, "Well, I don't suppose that you would understand, but I have experiments to run. You see, I have very important work that I'm doing."
It doesn't seem that you'll be doing it anytime soon, I say, pointing down to his shipwrecked
Ship.
better than doing it your well, I didn't want to say shipwrecked ship. I'm a writer, goddammit.
Your shipwrecked boat. Your shipwrecked vessel. Your
Well,
shipwrecked craft.
I'm sure I could probably recover some things. I could just remake it.
Actually,
Probably
I
have the
say,
resources. I imagine the serve probably survived. I could probably get that.
who are you?
The name's Horace Croon, sir.
Do I
Horse.
recognize that?
Sorry?
Do I recognize that
Oh,
name?
not at all.
Horace Croon. Are you a scientist?
I suppose you could say that, yeah.
What experiments are you performing?
Well, I would prefer to keep most of that to myself at this juncture and wait till I have something a little more successful, if you know what I mean.
Sense motif.
Sure.
What was his
do
last
I
name?
detect that he's Horace Croon? Do I detect that his experiment is whether or not a pier can withstand
I don't think you get any
Speak
hunch to that
impact.
effect, no. But I think
Physics. Learned
you
by doing.
get the sense that he is a tinkerer that hasn't had much success yet. And so he probably gets ridiculed somewhat often. for his
Can't imagine why.
experiments.
Well,
But he does
fortunately,
seem like very excited that you would ask, but he's like keeping it tempered so that he doesn't just like inundate you with shit you don't care about. But he's got like the slightest glimmer of hope that you might actually care, so you can tell that he's like very close to just rambling on for hours.
With this storm approaching, perhaps this tale should be told on the road.
Yes, I'd
We
prefer
either
not
find shelter
to.
or we make our way to Ilmarsh.
Yes, perhaps you'd better come with us, Horace.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate you fishing me out of the drink there, but I really must get some of this equipment recovered.
Well, perhaps we can help, I say, and I step up and I cast mending on his boat. Done. Fixed.
Jesus.
Got him.
Wouldn't it? It would take a really long time to mend a boat.
Yeah, it would take an.
Because isn't it like a square foot or something like that?
Yeah.
Wait, is it per square foot?
I thought it's
If
only
we
for
had-
items.
One
If we had
object
control
of
wa-
up to 1 pound per level, so you could do 9 pounds at a
9
time,
pounds
and it takes
per
10 minutes per cast.
I mean, you
But,
could do
I
it.
think it'd be easier just to actually fix a boat.
Probably.
Probably so.
I mean, I guess if you had enough clerics casting mending.
It's not. You could also just do control water and just lower the water down into a pit. Just pick everything up you need.
Yeah, that's
So he'll stand up and start kind of scouring the wharf here, looking for signs of his equipment, and he'll start kind of cursing under his breath a little bit as the rain starts to pick up. But you see him kind of he'll climb down kind of part way, not all the way into the water, and he'll start kind of looking around for whatever he can find. You see him picking up just like random odds and ends, gears and cogs and all kinds of random tubes.
Ilix will look to Havelock and sort of say under her breath, "I'm not sure this fool is worth our time."
Yeah, Havelock just goes, well, he's fucking dead. I don't know what's gonna kill him, but if this guy's still on this side of the dirt in a week, I will be amazed.
All right. You hear him kind of exclaim with joy, and he drops the stuff he's carrying, and he runs over this way, and you see him kind of prying open a large crate that still has its tarp on it somehow.
I walk over and look at his what he's working on.
Pleat returns back to where his bag was and goes and picks up his stuff and picks up Ilix's stuff and picks up Havelock's stuff and starts bringing it over to everyone.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Ilix would go with you and retrieve her stuff because she ain't getting away from that body heat.
Just
Ilix
attached
is
to
not.
the hip.
Yeah, Ilix is not about to die of exposure after coming this far.
Fair enough. He just seems really excited about whatever is in this crate. You get kind of a glimpse of it before he pulls the tarp over it after opening it up. And it looks a bit like a large metal fish of riveted iron plates and a number of unidentifiable bits of machinery.
What's that? Is that your newest experiment?
I suppose you could say that, yeah.
Is that a Bubba Bass?
Not the name I would go for.
I think that's an excellent name. You should strongly consider it. I hear I bet it would become a craze across Andor.
Is it does it hail from somewhere? I don't quite follow. No matter. This is the serve. SERV.
And looking at it, can I determine what it might be used for.
It's not quite ready yet. I would feel more comfortable sharing it with you when I've perfected it a little better. And he kind of fiddles with his goggles nervously.
Oh, well,
And its purposes.
Are you,
I suppose I can give you a little spoiler. It is the subaqueous exploration and research vessel.
oh, it's a sub.
Sub.
It seems like that name did not occur to him.
Yeah.
Sub.
Yes.
I think I quite like that.
How did
Sub-man.
how did the trial run go?
Well, spoilers.
This man is very conscious of his spoilers. Where will you go after this?
I suppose I'll head back to Ilmarsh. I'll have to get a new boat, it seems.
We're traveling that way as well. Would you like to accompany us?
I could probably catch up with you later. I would like to gather up some more of my things here.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, Horace.
He
At this
finds
point,
a-
you're
a
you're sort
strangely
of raising your
unwet-
voices at each other because it's like the rain is like really starting to come down.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna fuck off. I put my armor back on. Put Gabby's greatsword back on. We out.
Plea, what were you gonna say?
Plea finds a strangely unwetted piece of paper that says, "Don't pull on this door yet."
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Experiment
book
12,
the book
painted
presents this kind of stupidly.
It's weird.
Because it says,
Let's introduce this character, but you
well,
can't do
yeah,
anything.
you're supposed to befriend him, but then it says, either way, he goes back to his disjointed personal ramblings, and it becomes obvious to the players that he has no further useful information for them. It's like,
It
right.
becomes obvious.
Yeah, it becomes obvious.
Obviousness becomes it.
I'm just like,
Okay.
I don't understand how I'm supposed to convey that with
I
ramblings.
mean, I guess you did it, but they do set this up as if there's like more to it,
Definitely,
more to this
I
encounter.
agree.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
It once again highlights very, very well that we don't have a magic caster in the party other than Zoo.
Well,
Like,
it was,
most of our stuff is
there
buffs.
was more than one way to solve that.
I mean,
We picked the best one.
we saved him.
Which, you did save
Well,
him.
He lived, and we got to see a dope boat crash.
I mean, that's fair.
And what you're saying is either way, he doesn't have anything for us, anywho.
Like,
So
I
dope
can't
boat?
imagine any other way we could have done that except for like me and Plea to like put our backs to the pier and use our extraordinary strength to cushion the blow of his.
Well, they have a way described that you can board the ship and attempt to steer it to safety.
That we could board the ship?
Yep.
That's hurtling toward us.
Uh-huh.
And
Apparently
y'all
it's
were
moving
and y'all
slow
were
enough
saying
that we
my
can
musket
swim out
idea
to
would
it.
be-
It's moving
moving-
15 feet per round.
We could,
Okay.
We could.
I did not
If
get
any
the
of us
sense
had
that it was.
fly, if we had
Yeah,
fly, we
I
could
had the
fly out
sense it was
to-
careening towards us.
that's what I thought. I thought when we were in bullet time, it was like this thing was fucking flying. It was
I
going
mean,
15 feet
15
around.
feet per 6 seconds is still quite a bit.
That's
for
a
something
few
that
feet
large.
a second. That's not that fast.
It's more the weight.
Yeah.
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 M- Big object moving slow, still dangerous.
But you guys also
Uh,
have a number of magical ways to get on board.
Yeah. Flying would have been dope, but
Yep.
We do not.
I mean,
We-
you have
yeah.
a
Dimension
typical
Door.
party might.
I mean, you could have swam out there and then just teleported onto the boat and gave it a shot. But
I did not
this is true.
consider that an option.
that's fine.
Yep.
It,
Not
It
that I
worked out.
wouldn't have considered it. I mean, like, I didn't think that was a thing that would be possible to do.
that's fine. All is
but
well. It worked out the way it worked out, and we can just carry on.
Yep. Ilix is upset. She doesn't like being caught out in a storm, and will hug the neck of her mare Sailrix, and attempting
Continue
to
on.
steal whatever warmth she can from the beast.
Sure. It doesn't take long before the squall blows over you all. It's pretty short-lived.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the thing that Ilix is more concerned about is because it's winter. So
yeah, it ain't warm.
yeah, that we need to get to town or exposure is a very real
Yeah.
concern.
We have endure elements.
Let's see. There's actually a description of what happens with the squall. Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. Pelts the quay or the key, sorry, with rain for a few minutes before
So
passing
actually,
further inland.
American, there are like American ways of pronouncing it that are also considered correct, which would also be K and quay, and I've heard it described as K before as well. So
That seems so weird to me.
all are correct.
It's fucking
But
English.
again, I've only ever heard it said from someone that was British, so
Right.
Fair enough. And there's like the Florida Keys, which
Yeah.
well, those are KUYs.
Yeah.
I know,
they're
but it's
spelled
the
differently.
name is probably
They're
derived
describing
from.
the same thing,
Yeah.
though. Like,
Oh, are they describing stone? I guess they are.
They probably
Well, yeah,
are.
because they're kind of out there. I think they
Yeah.
probably were used for docking at one point.
yeah.
Fucking English, man. I tell you what.
Fuck
Yeah.
English? Yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
Fuck you guys.
it rains for a few minutes and then passes further inland, leaving behind a beautiful rainbow over the waves.
Oh, look at that beautiful rainbow. I
Yeah.
bask in its glory.
Yep.
Ilix
He
is freezing and
grabs
upset.
grabs his old cloak from his bag. It's just a regular cloak, and drapes it over Elix and points out the rainbow.
Not as pretty as the fire I'd like to be around right now, but still.
Fleet chuckles and then starts following Elix inland so that they can maybe light a fire for the evening.
All right. Well, you guys can make it to Ilmarsh tonight still,
Oh,
if you'd like.
Cool. We do that. We go to Ilmarsh. Is Ilmarsh a
Okay.
town that we can go to, or is it
It
slums?
is indeed a town.
There is Ilmarsh, the
People
town,
who
and
know
Ilmarsh
about
that is
towns,
ill.
i.e. people that have knowledge checks that they can roll that are not dumb monks.
So you'll be coming in from the northern side if you want to put your tokens on the map. It's a pretty small town. It appears to be primarily antiquated, like split log buildings. There's a few that are like modern half timber structures, but not very many, and mostly like around the town square. As you approach, you notice that there is a strong, like dank, mildewy odor that pretty much hangs in the air everywhere in the surrounding area. It doesn't
Fishing
seem
town.
to ever dissipate or lessen, and you definitely don't get used to it.
Ilmarsh indeed.
Um,
Foul stench.
with the knowledge local that you've rolled here previously, I will tell you that it is often called, the people here are often called musties because they typically carry the smell with them when they leave.
Well, I mean, it's clear that this is a fishing town. Look at all those boats.
Well, we've arrived. Let's find an inn.
Oh, and a long time ago, it was once known as Baytown before it was struck several times over the centuries by sickness, plague, and other unwholesome pools. And then it was
Great.
named Ilmarsh.
Why would you live here? Well, where's the inn? There's got to be.
Let's see. The inn. Do they have one? locations in Ilmarsh.
I'd sleep on the side of the road if I could get a fire going right now.
I
Town
feel like
square,
Ilix
town
is just
hall.
like constantly whining about the wetness all the way, like the last 2 miles all the way to
I-
Elmarsh.
Yeah, I don't think that she says a lot, but it like if somebody says something to her,
It's more like the
comes up. I think it's part of her like survival training is like don't get caught out in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best way to survive the storm is to not have to survive the storm.
It
Stay
seems
in the
like
shelter.
everybody has moved inside while the storm was passing, and nobody has come out since then. Plus, it's getting a bit late now, so you get the sense that the town is probably winding down for the night. But you do manage to find the inn somewhat easily since it's not that big of a town. And there's a sign somewhat crookedly hanging above the door that calls this the Bountiful Catch Inn.
Okay, well, let's get in and dry off these wet clothes.
It's wet inside. It's wetter inside.
Oh, but it's just a flood of water.
Yeah.
It's an
Ankle
aqua
deep.
bar.
The sign above the door depicts a man hauling in a net full of fish and a curvaceous mermaid with a knowing smile on her lips.
I pull out the pipe that I got back in the first book and start playing it as we walk down.
No, don't do that. That's no. Do you not remember where that pipe was from, or do you? And that's why you're. You do remember that pipe that you have is literally the pipe of the Piper of Ilmarsh.
It's not good. It's probably
Literally
barely
the
recognizable
worst
as piping.
thing you could do.
Okay. So you go into the inn with your little pipe, and you give it a couple toots, and immediately the innkeeper looks up at you and says, "Hey, no flutes here."
Okay, I'm mournful. I play a few mournful
Nope,
like
no flutes. Stop.
Put it away.
I won't have any of that shit here.
Okay, I put it away.
Ilix slaps her hand to her head. And goes
Looks
and
like there's a new Piper of Ilmarsh.
Oh no.
After having observed many face palms from Flea, Ilix has adopted the trait.
Yeah, there's
um,
you have definitely garnered some angry looks from people in the establishment. Probably mostly just because you're outsiders, but also because you brought a flute in and played it poorly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ilix will go up to the barkeep and say, "Pardon my companion.
Erstwhile
That's-
friend.
He is a good sort, though perhaps poor in his choices at times. My friends and I, we need stabling for 5 horses. Rooms for the night. Will pay well."
Sure, we've got some rooms.
Excellent. And stables. Yeah, we can.
You could probably board your horses up outside somewhere. And I don't know that we have that kind of establishment here.
Come out in the
We
horse.
want rooms for our horses as well.
The horse may have pooped in the bed.
I shall pay handsomely.
It's gonna be really difficult to get your horse up the stairs, mister.
So there's not like a town stable then, so we're just gonna have to leave him outside.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Well, I'll hitch him.
Red
I'll
Dead
hitch Bub up and I'll throw his blanket over him.
Of course, his name is Bub.
Of course, his name's Bob.
Everybody's horse is named exactly how I think it would be.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Is Havelock's privy? Oh no,
Lazy.
it's Blazy.
I'm not shitting on my horse.
Mhm.
What's this horse's name?
Skipper.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that track.
After stabling or tying up the horses, we return indoors, and I try to acquire a meal.
Yeah.
Sure. It probably doesn't surprise you based on the smell in this room, but they're serving a fish stew tonight.
Hmm.
You get the sense that
Fish
they
head-
probably
I'll eat
serve
a lot
fish
of that.
stew every night.
Yep.
There's a menu. In fact, there's a menu up top that has the days like spelled out, and the menu for every single day is fish stew.
Plea signs to his friends in front of the bartender or innkeep, I guess, saying they probably don't need the menu.
Yeah.
Well, with so many visitors, I imagine new people need to learn the ropes. I say, looking around at all the people who are obviously townies.
What is this menu made of?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Fishbone.
Is it carved into wood?
No, it's fishbone smashed together and held together with some form of ancient epoxy.
Fish glue.
This is that's literally so much harder than just making it out of wood, which is like orders of magnitude harder than like any other normal.
Silverware fishbone.
Yeah, Ilix is going to throw, if she can find a fire that's nice and got some space around it, she's going to throw out.
Oh yeah,
her
there's a
kit and
fireplace.
and she's going to throw out her stuff and start drying it, and shuck down to her not underwear, but like the shirt and like I guess the shirt that she wears underneath her armor, and attempt to dry out as much as she can.
Okay. You get a few odd looks, but nobody tells you that you can't. So I assume you just carry on.
Yeah.
The rooms are actually going to be 3 gold pieces per night.
Easy.
Which strikes you as a little expensive for this kind of establishment, but
Might be because we're out of town.
you're out of
Mhm.
towners, and there's probably not a bunch of rooms. So.
Yeah. Out of towners means potential dangers, which means insurance.
In our case, that's probably very true.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't even realize it, but doom and destruction follow you everywhere.
It's a 2 in 5 chance that we burn the entire town down, no matter where we go.
It's not unfair assessment there.
Luckily, pretty much everybody's gotten by so far. The towns and NPCs in this world have rolled really well on
Yeah, for
by
sure.
us.
So, I think I'm probably gonna have some food, and the stew.
Sure.
And I'm probably gonna ask about. I'm probably gonna just see if there's been any other riders coming into town recently.
Okay. Asking about the riders. Oh, here we go. Dealing with the locals. Perfect.
Oh dear.
Actually, I'll just read this one to you because I don't think that's too terribly spoilery, and I don't think I could really word it much better. So the folk of Ilmarsh have an odd quality to them, though it's not something that you can put your finger on. Perhaps it's their musty smell, or a queer look in their eyes, or a peculiar way that they walk. Whatever it is, it's nothing overt, but there does seem to be some unwholesome quality shared by almost all of the town's inhabitants.
So it's
Guys, do you
basically
guys-
Ravengrow all over again.
Do you guys think the Piper of Ilmarsh might have actually been a good guy?
Thanos was right.
I mean, he was
I mean,
taking out
yeah.
these folk, these fucking fish people.
Fish people.
Plea looks at Havelock with this strange like question mark on his face, basically, and says that they're strange, but they're not bad, are they? You
I
I'm not
detect
sure
evil.
I'm not sure exactly what you find so odd about them.
I'm gonna sense motive. I think since we have this weird feeling about these people, I'm gonna see if I can like read and get any kind of
These weird people. It's a bunch of fishermen in a village enjoying fish stew.
He
and
literally
not really
just told us we got a strange like feeling about him.
because they're staring at us.
They have an odd quality to them.
An odd quality.
But they
And
all share
we
the exact
don't.
same odd quality.
Odd
Yeah.
quality probably needs murdering.
Well, but
Okay.
it says that it could be their
a
smell,
1-to-1
or the way
ratio.
they walk, or the looks
Like,
on their faces.
But that's the thing. It's like you say odd quality. It's not odd to them. Second off, we're the odd ones here.
Okay,
Like 2 elves come in with a silent monk.
I
a guy
assume
with a
when he
flaming
says an
sword, and a
odd
guy with
quality, he doesn't mean he means odd relative to what we would expect from this
Yeah.
weird town. Not just odd. He means like specifically odd beyond what the oddness we would expect.
I think it's more of a gut feeling, though.
It's almost
like,
unexpected
you
oddness.
can't put your finger on it quite.
I'm
even
not
with
sure what
even
you
with
all...
sense motive, I don't think that that I can
Not getting
really
any hunches.
articulate it for you.
Like,
Okay.
will they even speak to me? Like,
Most of them are giving you a wide berth. With a diplomacy of 17, no, they definitely avoid you.
A wide berth,
yeah, stay away
like a
from
boat,
them.
like a boat.
Boat humor.
I got it, Tanner. I just didn't laugh.
It was good. No,
I'm glad somebody
I know,
liked it.
I know it was unintentional, but
Was it?
I mean, you didn't capitalize on it, so
Maybe that was the point.
I remain unconvinced, but still, good pun.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alex doesn't know
Let's
what you guys are talking about.
see. You can make them indifferent with a diplomacy check of 15, is what this says. So 17, you can make at least one person indifferent to you. So Leopold, if you kind of manage to coerce somebody to give you information that would otherwise be indifferent to you, I will allow you to glean a little bit, but you got to convince me.
All right. Hang on a second.
I believe in you, plea. Or
Leopold.
Leopold, the new hybrid.
Mhm.
Gunslinger,
Gun monk.
monk,
Class.
god, we're
That
fucked.
would be the most broken class. At range, he's
Swashbuckler
deadly.
gunslinger.
At melee, he's deadlier.
He's deadlier.
Over there.
His flurry of blows is him just throwing
The empty gun.
No, he throws returning pistols.
Yeah, all of his
And then
empty
quick-
pistols immediately become a projectile that does like 15 crit range.
Oh, I know what they are. They're returning pistols with inexplicable reload that fire when they hit.
Yeah,
When they hit.
throws the pistol.
Yeah,
and it
when you
keeps
throw
going.
them, the pistols, they fire in a random direction.
And then
and then you
ricochet
can use
off.
that to ricochet. Up. Yeah.
And then you can use grit points to get ricochet shot.
So I'm gonna introduce myself to somebody who's probably got a spot next to him.
Sure.
And you need me to roll another diplomacy too?
No, I need you to convince this indifferent person to give you information.
Well, me and my friends are actually in town, looking for something, but we'd be out of this town pretty quick if we figured out what we were looking for. So I was really hoping that somebody around here would be able to give me information on maybe where this guy who came in on a oh crap, what was the horse? I forget it. Piebald. A piebald horse, winged loop brand on it. We'd be out of your hair pretty quick.
Nope, I ain't seen nobody like that. Maybe they went down to the neighbors down bay. Then he takes a swig of his drink. A swig of his drink. Words are hard.
Now, local knowledge that I understand, there isn't no neighbors down at the bay.
Neighbors Down Bay seems like it is a, oh shit, what's the word? Just a local saying. What was your local check from earlier?
Oof.
Oh, that was for
23.
the rocks specifically, though. You
Yeah.
can give me a new one if you'd like.
I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll keep the 23.
That's real good. You're not sure what that means.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
But it seems like he might be yanking your chain a little.
No shit. Well, we know he was heading this way, and unless he grew wings and flew, I think you'd remembered that, so...
Well, if the neighbors down bay got him, I suppose he'd be flying underneath the waves, wouldn't he?
The neighbors down bay. Now, I'm not from around here, so I don't exactly know what that means.
Yes, I take it that's true. And he gets up and walks away.
Man, it is literally Ravengrow all over again.
Welcome to Ustalav, full of friendly people and friendly places.
11 points in diplomacy. Can't even fucking roll higher than...
You have 11 points and you only got a 9?
It's not 11.
Rolled a
It's
6.
I rolled a 6, but I have 11 points because of the wisdom and the 9 points I put into it for leveling.
Oh, I was looking at knowledge local. I was like, how the fuck?
No.
Anybody else want to give it a go?
I do not have diplomacy because I can't talk to people. So
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I was gonna assist, but that looks
That's
like
a
she's
pretty
doing
good
all
one.
right.
Alright. How am I supposed to sweet talk this person?
Just give it your best shot.
Yep. Just see how you're gonna try to get information about the riders. Let me see
Please
you
don't
roleplay
open
it
with
out.
violence this time. That comes later.
So we're talking about the people who came in and then left, right? Can I bribe them with money? It's a good way of talking.
It does help, but money usually requires some words to go with it if you want people to know what to do with it. Or you're just like tipping a random stranger.
She just walks up and puts down some money and winks.
Yeah, she like makes eyebrows.
Walks away.
She just
Yeah.
like puts a coin on the counter. Huh? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, I
a bribe
don't.
without a question is just charity.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, looky here. There are some people who pass by this town, and we really need to know who they are. We're good people, and we're trying to stop really, really bad people.
Okay. And he takes your coin off the counter and kind of spins it between his fingers for a bit. And he says, who are you looking for, sweetheart?
Well, from what the locals have said, it's these people who rode on white horses. A couple of them.
They weren't white horses
They
anymore.
weren't? They traded them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoever traded in the white horses.
That was in a different town. These people aren't going to know that.
Can I call for a friend?
Of course.
Phone a friend.
Get a 50-50 on this one?
It's not the serves. Serves is a completely different thing.
Serves is the mechanical fish from the guy on the boat. So I will step up and reiterate what Leopold just said. The description that he gave of the rider wearing with a horse with a winged brand.
Yep. Winged
Uh,
brand.
what is the name of those horses?
Piebald.
Something weird. Piebald with a looped wing brand, something like that. To help Xenesis out.
Okay, let me think for a minute. To be honest, I don't think we've had anybody new around here since that Lucas feller showed up a while back. He mainly keeps himself, though, and
I'm discerning lies.
don't really give
Just
me
wanna
no
be-
trouble. Okay, he's not lying to you.
Okay, just making sure.
Let's
Lucas
see.
fella.
Can you tell us more about this person?
Was his name George?
I don't think so. Let
Hmm.
me actually find his name because I forgot it. Because there's a lot of people in this chapter. I can spell Lucas. Don't judge me.
We're not.
I believe in you, man.
Luck ass.
Yeah. I think his name was Gaster Lucas or something like that.
What was his story?
Good question. Stand by. Gaster Lucas. Is this from? Well, I don't really know a whole bunch about him, but I think he is like doing trade stuff. He's always got big crates with him.
I think that's a person that we can talk to that might have more information. Thanks.
I don't think he's. I haven't seen him in a little bit.
Where'd you last see him?
Well, I mean, here he's got a room upstairs, but I haven't seen him in quite a while now, actually.
Where does he usually do his trading in this town?
Well, I don't know. My detective, I don't follow him around.
All swamp people sound alike.
I'm devolving into that, aren't I?
Yeah, he's going slowly back to that
Excuse
guy.
me. Hashtag not all swamp people.
Mm,
That's exactly what a swamp
I
person
know. I
would
think
say.
we just might have to make it canon that Ilex has to talk like that. But
Like super SJW?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
all right. Well, thanks for your help. You don't seem to have any more useful
Well, I
information.
mean, there's between you and me, there's been some pretty weird stuff going on around here.
Oh, like what? And I slide another coin to him.
Oh my! Wow, aren't you just a precious thing?
Oh, I try. I save people. That's what we do.
Nice. Well, this is a fishing town, right? The fishing's been real poor as of late, and the neighbors haven't been seen for a while, so maybe they got fed up with all the foreigners here about lately, and just up and left. I don't know, but things are so bad that people have even seen the Watcher and the Bade near town, and that can't be no good at all.
Hmm. So you think the foreigners are driving people away?
I mean, yeah, it's not much for foreigners around here, and the neighbors are well, they're kind of strange folk.
So what keeps you here then?
I mean, I live here. It's my life.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean by neighbors? Please signs to Xenesis.
Oh, yeah. So my compatriots here, what do you mean by neighbors? Just the people who live next door to you, or is there more to that?
Yeah, something like that. Uh, he looks around the room almost like he's looking for approval from the people who are within earshot, and nobody gives it to him. And at that, he kind of gets tight-lipped about that.
Seems like your sphincter's tightened up.
I don't that What is that? What's that? I don't. What's a sphincter? I don't. What's that mean? What is that?
Play shakes his head into this really quickly.
Illysis perks her head up over like a chair nearby, sensing that something has gone horribly wrong.
Well, I appreciate the information you have given. We shall not bother you anymore. Thank you. I look at my comrades and say, well, do you guys got anything else you want to add, or should we go hunting for this Lucas person?
Well, it's pretty late at this point.
Perfect time to prowl.
Okay. What does the party think about that plan?
I want to go to sleep instead of trying to prowl in the middle of the night in the rain.
Oh, the rain's over.
Oh,
It's just damp forever.
Yeah, and not good smelling at all.
There's a town near me that's like. Although I don't think they're like this.
I actually think the green around the edge of the map might just be swamp.
Probably.
Them's
Interesting, because
the
there's
buck
like
farm.
there's like
There's some lovely filth over here to
there's
farm.
like fields down here, but like there's like green filth next to them. So I can only assume that must be just like swampy, gross ground
Okay.
next to the fields.
It really does.
I have a couple things to add because I was making
Sure.
a sandwich while you guys were doing that.
Rude.
So yep, that's how it goes. As you guys finish your discussion, I think you guys step aside, and Havelock is just like standing behind you, just giving the dude a grin, and he says, "Perhaps I could check out the private stock. I've got a thirst for some finer vintages." Indicating like if there's like a back room or something like that. Maybe the cellar.
Cellar
We
in the
don't really
swamp.
got anything too fancy here, mister.
They don't have any sort of back room or anything along those lines.
Doesn't really look like it. If there is, you get the sense that you're not welcome there.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I don't really want to just go right into intimidation. It's like always my issue is like, when is it a good time to?
I'm thinking if he's getting
Well,
really
Well, the answer
nervous,
is
'cause-
always, but then there's consequences.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, there's only like several hundred people in this town. We could take them all out. I might have to cleanse this whole fucking place, but
The town of Strathel must be purged.
I mean,
your compatriots might have an issue with you cleansing the town of Ilmarsh.
what
I
if
don't know.
we took him to a private place? Because clearly, he was looking for acceptance from his other people.
That was his goal.
that was my intention.
Oh.
He didn't seem to want to do.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the barkeep.
Isn't that who they were talking to?
No, it was just some random dude.
Oh, well, that guy. I thought they were talking to the barkeep.
No.
Oh.
Because I knew you were talking to the barkeep, because that's the one that would take you to a private room. But this is just some Joe Blow. He doesn't have any authority.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah, my bad. I
Mhm.
didn't mean to indicate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, if I'm talking to the Joe Blow, I want to get him in private somewhere. So we can see if he can expand on what he had mentioned. I don't have message or anything. I'll lower my voice to a whisper and kind of clandestinely slide like 5 gold coins over on the table and say, I don't suppose you could help us bring some of my baggage in from the horse outside.
I
I'm
mean,
trying to intimate.
Wink, wink.
yeah, I get
yeah.
it. It's like, well, I don't really know, and then you get a tap on your shoulder, Havelock,
I look up.
and you see a man clad in what looks like rather official garb, standing behind you, and he says, "I hear you're making some trouble in my town."
This guy, you're that fast?
Seems so.
Okay. I look up at him and I say,
well, I guess
and who might...
another thing that I will give you is that you see a couple people that were in the bar earlier slip in behind him, almost like they went to go get the sheriff.
Oh, okay. And who might you be, sir?
Well, I suppose you could call me the sheriff in this town. Name's Anders.
Anders. Anders, I didn't mean to cause any trouble at all. I was merely getting to know the fine folk of Ilm.
Why exactly are you here? What are you looking for?
Been on the lookout for a rider that came through these parts riding a piebald horse with a looped wing brand. Don't suppose you've seen anything of the like?
You know, even if I did, I'm not sure that I would tell you, because I'm not sure that you're being completely forthright with me, with all of your,
Well,
all your, all your motivations there.
Question.
He waves over a couple of his deputies that are standing back there, and these are pretty foreboding-looking men. It's interesting that they look quite a bit stronger than the other people in this town. He seems rather perturbed, and he'll just expand and he'll say, "Listen here, if you cause any further trouble in my town, we're gonna have some serious altercations between you and I. Get it? I don't need you pestering my townsfolk with all your questions. You can come through me if you really need information, but I'm not gonna just divulge everything to you just because you say you're important. Now, I don't much care for your presence here, but the mayor does want to speak with you, so if you'll come with me, we'll go over and have ourselves a little meeting with him, and you can see if he'll answer some of your questions. Fair enough?"
I think we can start there. I'm glad that he added that final sentence, because I was like, purging intensifies. Y'all are not giving me a lot of options here. I'm gonna have to cut my own door.
Is it time to go nuclear, Havelock? It sure is, other Havelock. It sure is.
Other Havelock. Nice. Oh, I didn't finish his token. Give me just 2 seconds.
My judgments last for one combat. So as long as I can kite the entire dungeon, this entire town...
And you get a great sword. And you get a great sword.
Yeah.
That would make you a truly evil creature.
Not only if they're evil, or only if they're good.
Killing innocents makes you evil.
If they're attacking me, they're probably not innocent. This isn't setting off any alarm bells for you guys. We came to a clearly evil fucking town, and everybody's being super weird and evasive.
It's a weird town.
hostile.
I wouldn't say it doesn't feel evil to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something feels fucking jacked up to me.
Something's fucky.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, and trying not to bring Lovecraftian baggage in
Mm-hmm.
is difficult.
So
So,
this is the sheriff, by the way.
oh shit, it's Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, prepare to
Me
die.
too, my father, prepared to die.
And
Yeah.
then
Basically, so far everyone is behaving exactly how I'd expect a small fishing town that was probably inbred because it was called Illmarsh after a series of plagues to act. Like everyone is acting exactly how I'd expect, so nothing seems fishy to me. But I'm bummed.
I was about to say, except this whole town.
All right, let me get the mayor's token moved in here so you can see his fucking ugly mug. Damn, he's
Ugly
ugly
mug?
man. He's an ugly man. He's not pretty. I'm warning you right now. He's not a nice man.
Ah!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's their mayor, and you're telling me that this town is good? I mean, who
Oh my
the fuck
God,
do you think
no.
you're talking to? You can
Well-
roll a nat. I can roll a nat 1 on my sense motive and still tell this whole fucking town's fucked.
No, you know who he looks like? He looks like someone from Metalocalypse, the fucking dude whose eyes exploded.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
Oh, Lord.
their
Is
sound
Illmarsh
engineer.
a democracy? Like,
Right.
how did they choose their mayor? Like,
That's an
He was
interesting
the only-
question.
He had the nicest hat.
He's got the finest gills.
So, the
He's
sheriff.
got the gills that pay the bills.
The sheriff walks you over to the mayor's
No!
office, which is
Fuck
on
you
the
guys.
first floor.
I
And
like
the
it.
sheriff will remain outside the door, just sort of scowling at you. And the mayor will welcome you in. He is a scrawny man with oily skin and red splotched cheeks, dressed
Saw
in a
that.
formal, though somewhat shabby coat and top hat.
he's a fish man.
He appears slightly out of breath and has a gasping manner of speaking.
He's a fucking fish guy.
Oh my god.
Every bit of that description is like a fish out of water.
It is, isn't it?
Well, that was terrible.
I don't know how I would even roleplay that. I'll give it a go, I guess.
Just
No,
play
I'm
him
not.
like
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just
Just
gonna
walk
talk
up and be like,
normal.
you're a fish.
You can use your imaginations. I'm too tired to do that one. Maybe I'll work on it for next time.
When we speak to him, he just stands there with wide-eyed stares, his mouth flapping open.
Welcome to Elmar.
I figure he's
I
just
love
like
how we
laying on
all
his
devolve-
side, like flapping his feet and arms, because he's a fish, but he's on land.
I'm so glad that we all devolved into Murloc.
Yeah,
wordling.
same time. Yeah.
Like at the same. All it took was one, and there it went.
Yeah.
Anyways, what does the fishman say to us?
He just sort of welcomes you in. Let's see. So yes, my newcomers, welcome. Have a seat. I hear you have many questions for us.
Yeah, your townsfolk didn't seem to like polite questions, and your sheriff really fucking hates them.
Well, it's his job to keep an eye out for strange goings on, and if you're poking around a little too much, then that's a little strange here. People keep to themselves and don't get into other people's business a whole lot. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me.
Oh, okay. I'm sure we can come to some kind of agreement.
All right. We're here looking. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please signs as Havelock is kind of being himself. Please signs to Havelock, and says that perhaps we should just do whatever the mayor wants so that we can get the information that we require from him.
The
Transactional.
information is all that I want.
Well, what
I'm
what
running out of
information?
carrot here.
What information do you got for me? What do you need?
We are in search of a stranger who came through this town, headed this direction, riding a piebald fucking horse with a goddamn motherfucking winged fucking loop brand, I guess.
You said it right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
A lot of extra expletives.
no, sir. I don't think anybody's like that's come through town lately. In fact, you're the first foreigners we've had through here in quite some time.
If this guy's fucking lying to me,
I'm gonna eat every fucking fish in this town.
Jesus. You get the sense that he is worried about something that he is not disclosing to you.
all right. All right, that's all that I get with that hunch.
Yep.
All right. Mr. Mayor, I can see that you're worried about something. I promise you, we have no business in this town other than taking problems away. Any information you could give us to hasten that objective is only going to make things simpler and safer for you. Now, if you could be completely honest with me and my friends here, I'm sure that that we can get out of your hair as quickly as possible.
He actually seems really relieved, which might come as a surprise to you, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Let me find the section of the book that it's telling me to go to that doesn't actually have a bookmark. God damn it. Yeah, this will get better as the book goes on, I'm sure, because there's just so much shit for me to digest right now.
Yeah.
See, disappearances on the facing page. I don't know what facing page means. I thought it was something else.
Seems like this book is having the same problem that you had with Broken Moon, where just everything you need isn't where it should.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're
Yeah,
doing.
please refer to page 48 for a description of this thing that happens on page 12.
There we go. I think they meant this page. Nope. Definitely the next page. Dumb. Okay. Well, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, look, I think somebody matching that description might have rode through here a few days ago, but I need you to agree to help me solve some. Well,
Need somebody to beat up your sheriff?
it could potentially be related, but I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you. Basically, we've had several people go missing recently, just up and vanish in the middle of the night. So we're up to, I think, about a dozen so far. The sheriff and his deputies haven't found hide nor hair of any of them. Not really a clue as to what might have happened. It's like they just got up and walked off. People say it's part of the bad luck we've had here recently, but I've got some of my own suspicions.
So if we can help you with this, you'll be willing to tell us what you know about this this writer?
Yeah, I could probably. That seems like a fair deal to me. He looks extremely nervous.
Why?
Maybe the sheriff.
It's like, well,
Like alternative.
Look, something's got to be going on in this town, and I just can't sit on it any longer and watch it slowly die. You know. You probably heard of the Recondite Order of the Indomitable Sea. It's our local temple here.
I have not. Could you illuminate it?
Well, it's our temple to Gazra, you see, the god of the sea and bountiful fishery and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's most of the townsfolk are pretty loyal churchgoers. It's not really a secret that the order pretty much runs this town. Oh, sure, I'm the duly appointed mayor, but it's the vizier who pulls the strings. And I think he or someone else in the order might be behind the disappearances. God, I hate saying that.
What leads you to that conclusion?
I don't really have any proof, but I'm suspicious. I can tell you that the temple is not all that it really seems to be. Like I said, practically everyone in town is a loyal follower of the father, including the sheriff there, and so there's no one else I can really trust other than you folks. So I need your help.
Well, considering that you're the only person in this town that seems to trust us further than you can throw us, I think we may in fact have a deal. And if there is kidnapping happening in a place such as this, I am oath bound to look into it. Where have these disappearances been taking place? Who's been taken lately?
Well, I do feel like I can trust you. I've been watching you since you got here, and you do seem like you're professional sorts. So,
Right and proper, lads. Each and every one of us.
professional sorts who know your way around the business end of a blade. He looks nervously down at your sword.
I was gonna say, he looks at Havelock's holding it by the blade, just going, ow.
So, it's against my better judgment, but I think I'm going to deputize you all to solve these disappearances and bring whoever's responsible to justice.
I see.
I suppose I'm beseeching you on behalf of the good people of Ilmarsh, so I guess you might not feel that way about them.
Please,
Where are they?
Compatriots. How is the sheriff going to react to this?
If you just go to the hall and take a look around, I'm sure you'll find the priests are probably hiding something, and I just know they're behind this. You'll be removing a blight from this town, and I bet you'll earn the gratitude of our citizens, and I assure you I will make sure you are well rewarded from the town's treasury, or at least whatever we can spare. Fish isn't the only bounty we take from the sea, There's been a fair amount of shipwrecks and whatnot over the years, and we got some gold amassed, probably enough to gain your services for a short while, but I don't really know how expensive you tend to run normally, but I'll see if I can do something fair for you.
He said the hall. Which building is the hall?
The Recondite Order of the Indomitable Sea is going to be, I think it's that southern building, but I'll have to look. I'm on his page right now, and I don't want to lose, because I'm kind of
right in the zone,
changing it as I go.
Okay.
And I know you're looking for that rider, and I might have known a little more about him than I let on earlier, and if you help me, I promise I'll tell you everything I know. What little there is.
All right. I look around to my compatriots to see if they also seem to assent to this deal.
Please, Signs, how is the sheriff going to react to us becoming deputies since he doesn't seem to like us much?
I translate it.
Well, just don't tell him. If you need to, then I'll back you up, but just maybe just avoid him and stay away from
Please, Signs to the mayor, and hopefully somebody translates. I'm good at not telling people things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got that from the utter silence of your mouth there, sir, and the weird, I don't even know what you're doing with your hands, but it's pretty funny looking.
They're gang signs.
What's a gang?
We're a
Please,
gang.
Yeah, we are.
So hard as soon as Havelock says they're gang signs.
All right, Mr. Mayor, what's your name?
I don't know that he gave his name, actually. He should have.
I don't think
his
he
name
did.
is Greedle.
Oh, come on. A name like
Dog. What are you doing to me? What the fuck are you? What are you doing to me? How am might as well not kill everybody in this town right now. You put somebody named Greedle in the town, and you expect me not to murder the town?
They gave the Fishman Mayor the name Greedle.
All of a sudden, those scary rocks that your Warhammer characters had to dig up, not quite as
Like,
not quite as big of a telegraph.
I know I shouldn't do it, but I feel like he wouldn't even finish saying his name before Havelock would have impaled him on the end of his flaming sword and just been like, all right, this is how we're doing it now. We're just going to leave a wake of destruction.
Goodness.
And that's how characters turn to evil.
It's not evil. His name's Greedle.
I know.
Okay? Like, what god is going to be like, how could you? They're going to be like, yeah, we get it. Like,
His last name is Greedle. He was born with that name.
Greedle Dastardworth.
all right.
Greedle, I'm a bad guy.
When he tells me his name, I just go, okay. Like, I'm really trying here. You should get a name change. You're a mayor. I feel like you can do that for yourself. I highly recommend it.
What's wrong with my name?
Just really okay.
I don't understand. What's all right? Well, I mean, do you have any other questions for me?
Okay, we're just gonna head to the hall then and talk to the priest. You think is the best way to start?
Well, I mean that's what I'd like you to check out, sure. But I think you have some other questions that you wanted answered, and surely you're not just here only for the rioter. And is that really it?
Oh, actually, you know what? I did have one.
Oh, sure. What's up?
What are the neighbors down the?
Neighbors down bay.
Yeah, neighbors down bay. So.
Well, they're from a little settlement out in the wilds down in the the wilds down bay. It's so small, I don't even think it really has a name, actually. I've never been down there by myself, but I don't know anybody who has, actually. But they're good people. Folks around here like to consider them a kind of good luck charm for the town. Suppose there's some trails that would lead you there or what have you, but mostly they just come to town every once in a while and they have business to attend to.
Someone mentioned flying under the water earlier too, didn't they? What were they talking?
I'm sure that was just a joke. I mean,
Is he?
Let's see. Yeah, he seems sincere.
Okay. Because it sounds like something he'd lie about. sounds like they're talking about fucking fish people.
Well, I mean, they live by the water, so maybe he meant that they'd drown him. I don't really know who you're talking about, but it seems within the realm of some of the more drunkenly humor, I suppose.
All right.
That sense motive, though, I do think you get that he's still not telling you everything he knows. But it's hard for you to tell if it's about this specifically. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's what
we'll do this deal for us, but you need to be a little bit more forthright. I can tell that you're still holding back.
Well, I mean, I told you that if you help me, I'd tell you everything I know. Obviously, I'm not just gonna give that information out willy-nilly. And, I mean, I need you, so if I just gave it to you, then you got no reason to help me, right?
I am a good person.
Well, you know, sure.
He says internally daydreaming about burning this whole town down. Like, I'm a good person.
I am a good person. I just haven't decided if they are. These people are either like really, really good or like absolutely fucking black evil. And I just don't know which one. I keep alternating. I keep oscillating between the two.
Surely there must be some in between. Like,
I don't think so.
Yeah, like some sort of hybrid.
No, I'm pretty sure these people are all jacked up, but yeah, we'll find your missing people. Got it. To be honest with you, Mr. Mayor, I at least would be uh, morally bound to try and help you, regardless of any bargain.
Oh well, I guess the 4,000 from the treasury is probably just not necessary.
But now that
then,
you've
right?
offered already, it would be so rude to withdraw it, and I don't take to rudeness kindly.
I suppose that's fair. He looks at your hand, which I assume is gripping your great sword with that comment.
I mean, I feel like my greatsword, is I don't have to grip it even. I don't think. I think
You
it's
just like move it a little, and he's like aware that it's there.
yeah, it's a fine.
You're right. That would probably be rude of me to take back a fair deal. I'm sorry. 4,000. I'll keep the 4,000 on the table, and if you guys do this for me, then I'll give you that plus what you're looking for about that rider guy fella.
Seems like a plan.
What's funny is the rogue in the Rune Lords campaign that I'm in. His name. So like for some reason every time I hear the name I keep thinking of the rogue just cheekily running off with something.
Hey, and I really must stress that I need you to keep this to yourselves. Like nobody else really knows what's going on, and you can really stir up a panic around here if you went like spreading this. Because I could be wrong still, and I just be careful, please. Don't get all my folks riled up and burning down buildings and killing each other and shit. I don't need any of that going on.
Well, they always
please
say
sign
trust
friends.
your gut.
I will be a careful plea.
Please, careful.
Said be careful, please.
Yeah.
And maybe just to keep out of the sheriff's radar, maybe just like stay away from other folks in town for now. If you need anything, I can help you out.
Yeah, it'd be funny. We leave, right? And like, we leave. I assume we're in like the town hall or like the mayor's office.
Yep.
Okay, so like we leave like a town hall, walk 20 feet off to the right, and we just kick down the door. We're like, all right, motherfucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I'll just walk out the door and immediately like stab the sheriff in the back.
Well, this whole town is like it's not very big.
No, it's not. It's pretty tiny. But it is quite late in both game terms and in real life. So I think that this narrative beat is a good place to leave off for next time. So you guys know that you'll be checking out the temple probably in the morning sometime and seeing what you can glean about what's going on in Ilmarsh.
Incest all around.
The shadow over.
I mean, there's probably a fair amount of that.
I love you.
That video reminded me.
Oh no, what is this?
Something is fishy.
Wow. All of my YouTube recommendations are balmy videos.
There's I think one of my favorite.
Is this the one? Is this a zombie behind him? Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think one of my favorite Skyrim videos is like one of the fucking random guards is like, always got to keep an eye out. Never know when dragons are going to, and a fucking dragon just grabs him.
What the fuck is going on in this video? It's just
that was me. I was playing The Witcher 3 and I had like aggroed some of the drowners like as the cutscene started, so they're just like standing behind me, and he's like trying to warn me about fish people, and like Geralt is like expressing his doubt about. He's like, "Oh, they look normal to me." There's literally, but I'd aggroed him earlier, so the drowners are just standing directly behind him, and then one of them just like his AI bugs out and just starts sprinting behind the dude, and he's like, they believe they worship fish people, and he's like, people believe the strangest things, and they're just standing right over his shoulder.
Fish people of unusual size?
Yeah,
I don't believe they exist.
You eat babies.
We eat berries. Or are you talking about the fucking engineer?
Oh, no. That's funny too,
Because
though.
yeah, that's Schwigan, right?
Yep. I don't
Yeah.
think he's around anymore.
Well, I mean,
Pretty sure he's
I don't-
gone.
he did his things. Those were
Yep.
fun. But
They're kind of cringy now, looking back on them, but
I mean, at the time they were
they
hilarious.
were pretty funny at the time.
And they were
That's true.
relevant. He also is just pretty good at animating. He's
Yeah,
good at
that was
lip-syncing.
before Source Filmmaker too.
Well, he got an early version of Source Filmmaker because apparently there was like a thing that happened where it released early a few minutes when they didn't want it to, and a couple of people got it and they started like making videos with it early.
Hmm.
And I think he was one of the early ones. By the way, I took time to change the town name, something more appropriate. I feel. I think Tanner will know what it is.
What I do?
Look at the town name over on the left,
Where am I looking?
top left of the map.
I approve. Tanner
I
definitely.
mean,
will.
everything about this is that.
What?
Like, on the map, scroll out, zoom out. Just zoom all the way out.
On the Roll20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where were you looking?
I was looking at the map of Thrushmoor.
Oh,
What do we got? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally. No doubt, I get it.
especially Greedle.
Yeah.
Just goddamn. So yeah, we're gonna